not even ready.
Well, ready or not, our timeline and countdown has run out there, Matthew and JJ. So we are now live, and welcome, friends, to another episode of Storm King's Thunder. We are at episode 34 tonight. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus, everybody. We're so glad that you are joining us. I just wanted to throw out a huge apology for last week for our every weekend viewers. I was under the weather last week, and I could barely speak. So it's really hard to do a Dungeons and Dragons game when you can't talk. I guess I could have, like, I don't know, somehow signed things, but that would have been terrible because I don't know how to sign. So it would have been really bad. But I'm starting to feel better. I'm still not 100%, so you probably won't hear a lot of different voices because if I try to change my register of my voice, it just disappears. Like, I tried singing loudly to embarrass my kids in the car on the way home from school today, and it didn't work. So it was really bad. And I mean, it's really bad.
Sarvin left.
It's yeah. Good thing Sarvin left. I wouldn't have been able to do his voice at all. Right?
Calculated.
Yeah. So if Harshnag sounds different tonight, I'm sorry. He's coming down with a little something. So. But a couple big shout outs. I just want to shout out really to all of our followers. We've been having a bunch of followers recently, so I want to just give a huge thank you and shout out to all of you guys who follow us and support us, and also to a bunch of other Dungeons and Dragons streams like us that have been working so hard to put some really good content together out there. So if you get a chance, make sure you search in the top box there at Twitch, search Dungeons and Dragons, just click on the game and just check out all these streams that they've got out. There's other Storm King's Thunder streams out there that are really amazing, and I've been enjoying watching those and catching up with some of what everybody else is doing. So streamers, keep going. Followers, thank you. If you want to support our channel, make sure you hit that follow button. You can check us out on Twitter as well. Other than that, I think I want to kind of get us started right away today. A couple weeks ago, I mean, it seems like forever ago, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead to the screen. I want to make sure all of our videos are kicking right. There we go. I'm gonna have to move Ashlyn a little bit. She's hiding from us a little bit down there. Let's see if I can grab her. Ashlyn's video. Where are you at? I will find you.
Oh, I'm such a good monk, you can't even see me.
Look at that. Look at that. That's it. I think I got you fixed now. That looks a lot better. And unfortunately, Zos, who plays Diana in our stream, is unable to be with us tonight. So she's got some work commitments, and she was unable to make it. So we will be looking forward to seeing you back next week, Zos, for our next episode. But we'll miss you, and I know everybody else will miss you as well. So except maybe Molfin. Except maybe Molfin. But anyway, as we dive back in, a couple weeks ago when we were together, Lachlan got some information from one of the Zenturum, who happened to be Kella Darkhope's sister, and found out that there was a lot of things that happened recently, including Zolkin kind of getting into an argument with his leadership, and it seems as if he took his frustrations out on those individuals inhabiting the Temple of Ilmater in Daggerford, which Diana called her home temple. Our party isn't sure of all the details other than the high priest of the temple has gone missing, and many of the others have been slaughtered by Zolkin and his little band. They also found out that Kella has kind of been punished a little bit for things that had happened in Nightstone that Kella's sister wasn't too happy about, as she expressed to Lachlan. Poor Lachlan, always in trouble.
Yep.
And Kella's been kind of set on a kind of a mission into Yartar. Also, our party has kind of come to some realizations on things that they would like to do. I think last time Moby and Callista went searching for some treasure in the icy cold waters and came up with some stuff from the Frost Giant's ship. and we really were, the party was trying to decide what the best course of action was for them going forward. I think they came to the conclusion that they need to go to Everlund. And Ashlyn was trying to sway the party to... I think Ashlyn was trying to sway the party a little bit to swing by the Yartar area because Harshnag's looking for some giant relics. And she got to see Harshnag's map, and she thinks that there's a couple that might be near Yartar. And knowing all this, we are going to go ahead and dive into episode 34. So the story is told. You guys, it becomes later in the evening after you guys have kind of started to pack up many of your materials. I think you guys decided that you wanted to stay one more night here in Fireshire before heading off early in the morning on your adventure, which Deshara has been perfectly awesome with you guys and said that she is willing to take you guys as far as you need to go on the backs of the griffins that you've been trained to ride. Is there anything that you guys would like to do within these couple hours before it's time to sleep?
I wanted. I'm assuming me and Diana, because Diana's not here, but I'm assuming she's going to want to do this too. Since we have a little bit of a break, that the two of us want to focus on our griffins, our babies.
Yes, perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And kind of like maybe Deshara could help us with some training with them.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. That would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Deshara does kind of come up to you, Molfin, and to you, Callista, and even to you, Ashlyn. Kind of leaving Moby and Lachlan out, but ask if, a little bit past sundown, if you could come to kind of report to her hovel for a little bit of just discussion about the travels that are about to take place.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Of course.
Sure.
She's, Moby just kind of showed up, so she's not really sure about Moby. Other than, she can tell that he's heroic, but still a little creeped out by his look. She's not really sure how to, Lachlan has done some really strange stuff since he's been here, like dousing himself in oil, jumping through a
making a mess of the stables.
Making a mess of the stables.
Thing, wasn't it?
And, just there's something about Lachlan that just doesn't strike people. It's like a first impression thing, you just get that feeling inside. You're just not sure. It's like I want to like him, but
Trust your gut.
Yeah, it's like
right now I'm grooming myself. I'm like, I've got a dagger out. I'm like shaving my fingernails a little
God.
bit. Like, gotta look good for my date.
No. God damn it, Lachlan.
That sounds so much like Lachlan. That is totally him.
Oh, my character.
Oh my goodness.
That does not come from my side.
Not my side of the family.
Oh, awesome. So a little bit of time passes. It does get dark. Deshara spends some time with both Diana and Callista, just kind of giving you guys some pointers and training the griffins. She is actually very impressed with what you guys have been able to do so far, even though she came across a little hard-nosed at first when she met you both. Was wondering kind of what you were doing with baby griffins so young, just adventuring away from their mother.
Who's dead.
Who is dead, yes. She's pretty impressed. For somebody who's basically grown up in this environment and has been in charge of, these griffin riding cavalries all her life, all her working career. Well, she's pretty impressed with what you guys have been able to do. So after some time passes, you see her kind of retreat to her hovel in the kind of the beginning of the night. And it's up to you if you join her.
Yeah, I'll go.
Molfin's right beside
I probably
her.
would have followed her since she was working with me and Diana anyway, so I probably just would have went with her.
Perfect. Yeah, she asked you, but she did not ask Diana to come.
Okay.
So you guys kind of split apart a little bit.
I'll let Diana have Cleo for the moment then.
Also, I wanted to ask you guys if anybody has the stream open. How are the volume levels tonight? If we have any viewers kicking, I'm just making sure the music isn't too loud. Also, I wanted to ask you guys if
No, chat sounds pretty good.
Okay. As long as our voices kind of level.
JJ, try saying something, Sarah.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hello, my name is Ashlyn, and I like fruit.
Holy hell, I'm loud.
Yes, fruit.
Fruit. Oh, there's.
Yeah, everyone's coming through fine.
Everything's coming through fine? Okay. Excellent.
Sorry for that. Don't mind the added noise coming through my microphone. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, it's all good. I just want to double check because sometimes it's hard for me to get the volume level set. Yep.
Molfen is going to take a very wide berth with eyes both focused on Diana after the fireball incident.
Oh, yeah.
And just sort of circle his way around to meet up with Callista and Dashara at the hovel.
Okay. Ashlyn, are you joining the group?
Yep, I'll run behind.
All right. So as you guys head on into the hovel, you see her, basically she's got this small wooden table that she has in the center of the hovel, and she's starting to move everything that she's got from this table. She's taking it, she's throwing things into some just like trunks and compartments and crates and things. And she pulls out this rolled up large piece of parchment and sets it down. You guys, I tell you. And then she unravels it onto this table as you guys are kind of surrounding her. And she's like, well, I think it's important that we all get a good night's rest, but I wanted to talk to each of you since you seem to have the most say and sway into the group and what direction you guys are going so far. I wanted to
Wow.
well, you did say something about Harshnag having a map, and I wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page before we set out tomorrow.
Okay.
So she kind of unrolls, and what you see before you is, I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to, it's basically a version of the map of the north without any of the markings on it. And you're going to get, you should be able to see it. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. And what she's got is she's kind of got this ink and quill, and she starts drawing on the map. And she starts circling the places. She starts with the circling where you guys are on the map, which is Fire Shear, which I'm going to shift and ping, which is right up here. Oh, helps whenever you use the pointer. So which is up here.
Okay.
She goes and circles that area on the map. And she starts to come down towards the bottom right-hand side, and she pings over. She circles over here. And she looks towards Molfen, and she says, This is Everlund. This is where we need to get."
Appreciated. Yes, that is our final goal.
Yes. Here lies the problem. And then she points to this large section right here. And she says, "This area here, this is called the Evermoors. This is a vast area of swamp region that always has a gloomy haze surrounding it. I am not comfortable taking you nor my griffins across this area. There are so many different things that call the Evermoors home. Some you could say are out of pure myth, but trust me, I've seen a lot of things in my life and my career. I don't doubt them one bit. I think it would be best for us," and she starts to draw the path. And then she points over to Ashlyn, and I remember hearing you say something about Yartar and those surrounding areas. And then she circles this area where this river comes down from the Evermoors and crosses the road down here. Do you guys see where I'm pointing to?
Yep.
She's like, this is Yartar. Very powerful fortified city, member of the Lord's Alliance. They have a very strong military, one that likes to boast their strength. Can be quite hard-nosed, but I feel like we could find refuge and safety there as a good place to kind of maybe take a break, maybe give the griffins a a day or two of rest before heading the rest of the way to Everlund. She also says that the way that the Yartar is set up is there's a very large border wall around it that is extremely well guarded. They put more soldiers on the wall than basically any other city around, just because they like to flaunt their military power. Coming in from the east, the southeast is the best way to approach Yartar, because I have a feeling if they see a bunch of us flying on griffins from a far distance, I feel like it would be better for us to almost come in on foot.
Okay.
That is the safest way for the griffins, and word knows, if they are to attack the griffins, would not be pleasant for those of us on the beasts.
Definitely. And trust me, we don't want to startle anybody in Yartar, the officials, the military. We don't want to mess with that, especially just a group like us. And I'm not sure what to say about your giant friend.
He'll be fine.
Of course, he won't be able to fly. So how
fast can he walk?
I think giants can move pretty fast. I mean, they've got a pretty good gait.
I'm certain if he just keeps up a brisk run, he may be a little...
I'm sorry for my orangeness. There we go. I fixed it.
If the Oompa Loompa seems to think he can make it.
Nice. So, and she says, another good thing about heading to the south and coming up to Yartar, Yartar has a citadel on that side that has an inspection that you kind of must pass through, and we'll make sure that we enter that area safely. And also, the Desserin River is a very good river to stop and just maybe set up camp beside. The griffins would probably like a drink of water. It'd be a good place to take a rest as well.
Sounds good.
How long do you think it would take us to reach this Yartar and Desserin River?
Well, she's looking at the map. She kind of draws that line from Fireshear to Yartar. Well, I think we can make it in a few days. We might have to stop. We may have to stop. I don't know, somewhere in these hills. Which these areas I am a little concerned about. Hearing that these giants have basically gone mad and are kind of making a mess of the north right now. We just got to make sure that we stay flexible.
Morgor's Mound is in there.
What was that?
Morgor's Mound. It's on the map.
It's on the map?
No, the real map. Not this fake map.
Wait. Not
Harshnag's map.
Harshnag's map's the real map?
Why wouldn't it be?
Oh.
It's very mappy.
You... She just looks at you very confused, Ashlyn. Is like, well, what? This isn't a real map? And she points down to her table.
Well, it has stuff on it, but there are no names. I don't understand it. So there are words on the other one, and this one says Morgor's Mound.
Oh, okay. Well, where is it on this map? And she points down. Can you put a mark on it, like where this mound would be?
Meh.
Right in there.
Meh.
Ish.
Ish. Here-ish.
Well,
Yeah, here. Let's go there.
Okay. Muffin, what do you think about this?
Did Harshnag give you any information on this mound? Is it?
Yeah, Ashlyn, what exactly is it that we're stopping at there?
I don't know, but there's a giant relic there, and he needs relics to go appease some sort of dude, so he can talk to him and find out why all the giants are going crazy and stuff. It's a very noble quest.
No, Ashlyn, what is the name of this mound again?
Morgor.
Okay.
Morgor.
Okay.
Dashara, my dear.
Now?
I apologize, ladies. Please excuse me for a moment as I go and have a conversation with our young giant friend to see whether this is a safe location or not.
I'm sure it's safe. He would never take you anywhere dangerous except for into combat.
Malfin sort of reaches up towards Ashland's shoulder and just taps it 2 or 3 times. But of course, gotta take off, go find Harshnag.
Yeah.
So Uncle Molfin heads out. The door closes behind him. And Molfin, you see that Harshnag is just kind of outside. He's leaning against the side of the stables, and he's just like kind of like throwing some, like they look like twigs in his hand, but they're like tree branches to like you. He's just like tossing them, like breaking them and tossing them, just to keep from getting bored.
Ahoy there! Harshnag, giant man. A word, if I may.
Oh, yes. What is it?
We are discussing our travel arrangements for the journey ahead, and Ashland has mentioned to Dashara that a spot that Dashara had planned on sort of taking our first rest was something more Shack Mound that she saw on a map of yours.
Oh, Morgar's Mound.
Morgar's, that must be it.
Yes, Morgar's Mound.
Is this a safe location for us to set down and rest for an evening?
Probably not.
I had a strange feeling you were going to say that. Is this... She said it was the location of some ancient relic you are seeking.
Oh, yes, the giant relics. That's correct.
Okay, let me hasten back to them and see if we can't arrange to stop shortly before said area so we can be a little more safe.
What did Ashland tell you about him?
But she merely said that you were looking for them to appease some person or deity type creature.
Oh, yes, the Oracle. The Oracle.
The Oracle, are these?
Yes.
Is this some sort of extraplanar entity that gives you information?
Well, I'm not 100% sure what an extraplanar entity is. He kind of just runs his hand through his beard. I'm told that I remember that there is a oracle that lives within the eye of the All-Father, deep within the spine of the world. The oracle has a vast array of knowledge and would be willing to share that knowledge if you can bring an offering. I'm thinking that if I can collect some of these ancient giant relics, that I might be able to get some information, get some answers. There is a little bit of a problem, though. Each one of these relics is taken by the Uthgard barbarians. And, well, they don't like giants very much, including myself. See.
And this mound is home to these Uthgards.
I'm sure of it.
Do they like gnomes?
He thinks for a minute. Probably not.
Oh, he must be drow. Shouldn't say that. Callisto only dislikes Lachlan when he's being untruthful. But let me go speak with Dashar. We shall see if we can't make camp prior to that location. And
walking a fine line, Molfin.
Perhaps make our way to that mound and see about that relic if it is not too dangerous of a situation. But given how we have managed to deal with the giants here, I cannot see a few barbarians being much of an issue.
Oh, I would be so thrilled if you would help me find these relics.
We shall see what we can do. For the moment, though, please excuse me. And Morphin's going to take off back to the house.
You are excused.
I'm with Callista and I'm shaking Ferguson up and down, and I say, Harshnag said that he looks sick. What do you think?
You just gotta leave him in the sun more.
You sure?
I'm sure he's okay.
He said he was DED.
Deshara just kind of like gives Callista this look like, oh my gosh. And just
I kind of like give her like the eyebrow, like just go with it.
She kind of slowly nods with her eyes wide open. Have you?
He's yours as long as you want him, Ashlyn.
Have you thought?
Okay,
about,
so sunshine.
Have you thought about putting him in a larger container?
Oh, that's a great idea. Do you have a bigger flask?
No.
We can find one later, but for now, I think this is good for traveling with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually, you guys, as we're hanging out with Deshara, Mulfin re-enters the hovel, stumbling in upon his cane. It's his staff.
Ladies, I apologize for taking so long. We are not to stay at the mound under any circumstance.
Why?
Well, apparently the mound is home to a rather violent group of barbarians known as the Uthgard. They are in possession of a giant relic that Harshnag believes that if he can obtain it, he can bring it to some oracle and gain information on how to do something to fix the broken state of the giant government.
That's exactly what I said.
But he said that it is extremely dangerous and we should not camp at said location.
Oh, I
as
don't
it is overrun with barbarians.
Oh.
Perhaps if we are to stop a few miles outside of that area and make camp, then we can check into it the next morning and see if this is something that we can aid him with.
So,
as this may help our situation with our sky giant friend and trying to fix the ordning.
Don't know what that means.
so it's a clan of barbarians? Do we know how big?
He did not say. He merely referred to them as Uthgard barbarians.
That could be an issue.
He said they very dislike giants. I asked if they would be comfortable dealing with gnomes. He said they probably didn't like us very much either. Thinking maybe they live
must
under
love
the
elves
mounds.
They might not like anybody.
They have to like somebody. Elves are it.
They could be orcs. They could like to eat elves, Ashlyn.
That's problematic.
But we can make camp. Deshara, do you think we could make camp a few miles away from there?
Oh,
and then
absolutely
push through. We can always, sort of give it a little flyby and see if it is something we can aid Harshnag with without putting the griffins in any danger.
Oh,
throw Lachlan in there. He's sneaky.
That's a good idea, Deshara says.
Let us not go throwing my great-grandson into a horde of barbarians quite yet.
I think he just disowned him, but that's okay.
I mean, think about that time he went missing for quite a bit of time until we found him oiled and dirty in the stables. I mean...
Yeah, he does that.
That was pretty impressive. A little strange, but impressive.
Yes, but at the same point, these barbarians will react a little differently than I believe it was Solana he was trying to mount all oiled up like that.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised she didn't rip his face off.
Then it sounds about the same thing.
So, if we send him into this group of barbarians and he has the same reaction and tries to mount a barbarian, it will not end well for him.
I see your point.
Maybe you should give him some guidance, Malvin, before we even get that far.
Maybe you need to tell him not to mount barbarians. I mean, Isn't that something that you can have? Yeah, can you talk to him about this? I mean, is this just an everyday thing for him? I mean,
no, it all started after Moby left. This whole crazy involvement with the gnomes, with the three of us, and Callista was. Moby was on this strange quest with this Diana, and Callista was hired to guide us, and the family thought it was a good idea to get Lachlan out of the house, and under the proper tutelage of Moby, I decided to follow along as too much time in the library. Let's see how the younger children are doing. But then Moby went and vanished on us for weeks on end. I think he rattled his head a little bit in there, claiming to be gone for over a decade, and it was merely a few weeks.
Interesting. You guys got quite a lot going on in your family, don't you?
I know, right?
Idea. Then there is my great-grandniece Ashlyn here.
Oh,
we have Diana, who is... Her niece happens to be a goblin queen.
A goblin queen?
Yes, a full-blood goblin.
They're related?
These two, yes.
I feel like I'm the only one not related to this group.
Yeah,
you can be related to me. We can be like.
I'm good.
So, okay.
The more that I think about it now, if Ashlyn is related to Diana, and I'm her uncle, then that somehow Diana and I are related. But she just tried to throw a fireball at me. So, this is some weird family murdering.
Yeah. Dashara is trying to wrap her head around how you guys are all related, and you can see the confusion just in her face. She has no.
She just sees Callista shaking her head like, "Yep, it's my life now."
But does anyone know what Kentucky is? I feel the need. We need some banjo music going on as we try to explain this family situation.
I think that got burned.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Diana kind of.
I'd like to go find Kentucky. I've got this harmonica. I want to give it.
Which is another thing. When we do stop by Yartar, it might be a good idea for one of you to go looking for a banjo to replace the one that you tore up. I mean...
Yes, I believe it is felt that I owe the man a banjo. I will endeavor to make that happen in Yartar.
I think that would be a noble move.
He deserves it. He has been good people through these difficult few days.
All right. So, our game plan then for tomorrow is early at, I guess, first light. Or maybe even perhaps before first light?
Before works for me. Early to bed, early to rise.
We'll have the griffins ready to go early in the morning, and we will head out towards this Morgur's Mound, and we shall have a see. I'm afraid that by the time we get there, it might be dark. Do you think a nighttime flyby would be a good idea? Maybe under the camouflage of the darkness of the sky?
Maybe we could drop Lachlan down on a rope from the griffin.
Why don't we play it by ear?
Oh, we can totally play it by ear. We can do that.
Yes, in worst case scenario, I can pick up a few small stones, and I have the ability to cast a light spell on them.
Oh, that's cooler.
Yeah, a beacon for them to see you. Great idea.
Oh, you light and drop.
Again, we'll play it by ear, Dashara.
Fair enough. I think this is a great plan. I think it'll work. I think we'll get there. I think we'll get you to your destination safely in just probably, just a little under a week, and you guys will be on your way.
This is the best plan ever. I can see no faults with this.
She kind of she rolls up the map, and you can see that she starts to take it over. She sees she got like a half-packed explorer's pack over sitting against a chair, and she's starting to kind of toss some things into it. Well, if that is all, it's probably a good idea to get a good night's rest, everyone. Got a long day's travel ahead of us.
Agreed.
And that saddle, it's comfortable for about the first 30 minutes.
Wonderful.
It's okay. I've listened to Malton complain for miles when we had to walk to Nightstone, so...
It's hard on an old man's knees.
Well, now you're not going to be walking, so you have no reason to complain, right?
You think Harshnag will just let me sit on? Yeah, he'll let me sit on his shoulder. That'll be fine.
You guys all, like Molfin, as you guys are talking about walking to Nightstone, you guys have a flashback memory of the time that Moby and Lachlan were trying to carry you and they totally dropped you in
That's
the mud.
exactly what I was thinking about. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
What's worse is that's where everyone's mind went, and I'm sitting here going, oh, they dropped me on the bloody ground.
No reason to complain.
I wish my camera would stop making me orange. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So
I suppose I should go tell Lachlan not to oil himself up and go assaulting any barbarians.
Yeah, you can, Molfin, if you want to head to Lachlan and Moby and kind of give them the rundown.
That's where he's going.
All right.
The whole time this thing was going on, Lachlan
Thank you,
and I were
Lycan
playing
Mage.
hand slap
We love
game.
you too.
Yeah, thank
Sorry.
you. I'm orange again. Stop it. I don't want to be an Oompa Loompa all night. There we go. That's better.
Australian.
So, Moby, what were you saying?
Lachlan and I were playing that, you know that hand slap game where you stick your hand out and you gotta...
Oh, the hand slap. Yeah.
Yeah. So Lachlan and I were playing that, and we were so deep in the game, and I sent a telepathic message to Mogwai to sneak up behind him and give him a wedgie with his trunk.
Okay, make a stealth check with Mogwai, and we'll see if it beats Lachlan's passive perception.
Oh.
Nope.
Which I think is a 14. Right? Am I
Maybe.
correct?
Yeah, 14.
All of a sudden, Lachlan, you feel your underpants basically just get jammed up your rear end. And you're like in mid hand slap with Moby and just wham, just up in the air off the elephant's trunk.
While he's dangling there, I slap his ankles.
Moby, what happened?
It's good to be reunited with your family, isn't it?
I win.
Oh, eventually the underwear starts to rip, and then Lachlan slams to the ground. Mogwai's still holding a part of the ripped underwear in his trunk.
I'm like stretching my pants, trying to get comfortable again.
No more mounting for you.
Touche.
Moby. I'm
Awesome.
gonna get you.
All right. So as you guys are fooling around, Molfin approaches.
Moby, Lachlan, a word with you, if I may.
Hey, Gramps!
I grab the underwear from Mogwai's trunk and just throw it. Where are the evidence?
Lachlan, are you okay? You seem a little flush.
Everything's fine!
The underwear is swinging like a branch of a shrub over in the corner. It's like dangling there.
Lachlan, why do you sound 2 octaves higher than you normally do?
Well, things got a little confined.
You know what? Some things I'd rather not know. I felt the need to come over and advise you two of our plans for the morrow. Dashara has agreed to bring us to Everlund via Yartar. We are setting out before first light tomorrow. We'll be making a stop shortly before some hills off in the distance where apparently there is a group of barbarians. So we're going to play that by ear. There is something there that Harshnag wishes to retrieve. If we can do so, we are going to do such safely. I was specifically asked to advise Lachlan not to oil oneself up and proceed to try to mount anything as you did with the griffins a few
When have I
days
ever
ago.
done anything like that?
Oh, so why weren't we invited to this meeting you had?
Yeah, you guys had a meeting without us?
I'll be honest, Lachlan, I'm not quite sure why you weren't invited. you were there for the Griffin training when I missed out on the first one. Moby, I assume it's because you merely apparated out of thin air the other day, and she doesn't quite know what to make of you. And your strange fuzzy pink elephant.
And I don't know what to make of her. I got my eye on her.
At
Either
the
you
moment,
guys
she
have a
is a...
spare pair of underwear.
Oh, hang on. Let me check my bag.
Lachlan,
Yep.
you know
Here
full
you go.
well I merely bought some leather pants. I've not yet obtained any other underclothing.
While Lachlan's got the underwear in his hand, I cast Prestidigitation and soil the underwear.
Yes. Lachlan starts crying.
Not my day.
It's been 12 years. I need to make up for it.
It's
been weeks.
it has been less than a month, you blithering fool.
Can you not see how much I've aged? I look like you now.
Ooh.
You would be
I do
lucky
a
to
minor
be as
illusion on
handsome as distinguished as I am.
Lachlan's cast the
You know,
minor
that's the
illusion.
first time I've ever seen you speechless, Molphin.
Well, anywho. We were up before first light tomorrow and departing. We will be riding the Griffins, we will stop at the Mound, and then from there it is on to Yartar.
Oh no, I can't be trusted with a griffin. I'll just ride my elephant. Because apparently I'm not trusted enough to go to meetings and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a space on the elephant too, Lachlan. We can stay on the ground. We're a lot
Yeah.
safer on the ground.
Yeah. Who needs
How fast is that furry contraption capable of moving?
I don't know, why don't you ask him?
He talks.
Molphin turns towards the elephant and in giant says, "What does this fool think I am, some sort of moron?" And just looks at it for a second.
I can understand giant.
And the elephant just looks at you, Molphin, then looks back at Moby, then looks at you,
Hold
then
on,
looks back at Moby.
Let me translate quickly. I say what Molphin said to the elephant. Just out loud.
Then the elephant just looks back and kind of just looks at Molphin, kind of like almost like a staring contest.
Yeah, he says he doesn't like you very much.
The feeling is quite mutual. It's ridiculous looking. Fuzzy pink thing. Anyway,
Go up and touch his
make
trunk.
sure it
Thank you
keep
so much
up
for
with
the
the Griffins.
follow. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for following.
Ooh.
I missed the name on the screen. I apologize.
I think it's Lycan.
All right,
Lycan,
Lycan.
Six,
Thanks for
seven.
the follow. Appreciate it.
Like
to
it,
the
mate.
adventure.
Welcome to the adventure.
Awesome.
If it can keep up with the Griffins, I don't see it being a problem. What we will do... Well, no worry about that. We will deal with that in the morning if it comes to it. With that, Molphin is going to walk off and find a nice, secluded spot away from Diana. Far, far, far away from Diana.
Diana just looks like she's going through a lot of stuff. She looks frazzled. Just tons of stuff on her mind, and she looks like she needs a good night's rest and probably a good conversation with Callista and Ashlyn once she gets to a point where she feels like talking. And at that point, I guess you guys would all be settling in for the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna be taking watches just in case? Since it's been so rough around here.
Oh, you could, definitely.
I'll take one.
All right.
Molphin will
I'll take
volunteer
one
for
too.
first.
Molphin's first?
I'm gonna join Molphin.
Okay, so Molphin and Lachlan are going to go together on the first watch. Second watch?
I was gonna do the last watch.
Okay, Callista on the last
I'll do
watch.
second.
You'll do second? Okay,
Yeah.
and I guess we'll put Harshnag on number 3. Unless, oh, well, we got Moby. Moby, you want to be the third watch?
Yeah, alright. I'll take a watch.
Harshnag will sit up with you, Moby.
Oh.
Interesting.
All right. Everybody can go ahead and make a perception check for me for your watches. Oh goodness! Wow. Look at those rolls. Those are pretty good. All right.
Lachlan, we're dead.
Yeah. We're gonna get done.
Is there anything during first watch, Lachlan and Molfin, that specifically you guys would like to talk about?
Hey, Gramps.
Yes, Lachlan, how can I help?
I want to look around, see if everybody else is asleep.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's kind of nestled in to their beds for this evening. A lot of them went up to the loft area of the stables. Seems like there's a couple of the Zentaurum guards are out and about, but they're a good distance away from you guys.
I'd be sleeping by the fire. I wouldn't be up in the loft.
Okay.
I wouldn't be in the loft, but I'd be outside with Harshnag.
Okay. Yeah, Harshnag, he just found a nice big open spot on the ground, and he's just kind of like laying out there, kind of relaxing.
I'm like in his armpit.
Okay. go ahead and make it. Ashlyn, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, I'm not proficient in it, but let's.
You know giants don't wash.
Ooh.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
She loves it.
yeah. For some reason, your training as a monk had built up your ability to take on the different smells that you have come across in your life. This is a pretty strong one. Giant armpit is not the best smell in the world, but you're able to not throw up.
Only slightly worse than fuzzy pink elephant.
Yeah, that's so yeah, everybody seems to be asleep, taking a break. And yes, JJ, I'm totally doing one of those challenges. I'm orange again. No, I'm not. Swalla! There you go.
Magic.
And orange, and boom, and not, and orange, and boom, and not. There we go.
Pretty legit.
I realize this is Moby and prestidigitation. I'm just saying.
I've come to the conclusion it's your drink.
Yeah.
Your can of whatever you've got keeps changing it to yellow.
That's probably what it is. I bet you that's it. That might be it. No.
Maybe she's orange.
No.
Oh my, I slept too soon.
You know what? I'm just gonna call this the episode 34. Michael with a spray tan.
It's orange night.
That's it.
Jersey Storm King's Thunder.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm going with it. I'm running with it.
I told you, beach episode.
There
Let's
you go.
do it.
Yep. So, Lachlan, you were talking to Gramps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey Gramps.
Yes, Lachlan.
I have a confession to make.
Speak to me, boy. What is
You know
What is
how I was
bothering
trying to convince everybody to go to Yartar?
Yes.
I had an ulterior motive there.
One would assume
I
with
know-
you in most cases.
I know it seems uncharacteristic. I found out that I heard that. You remember Kella?
Oh, yes, actually, if I remember, she had a conversation with Molfin 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I think Faris talked to both of us.
Yeah. She was leaving. She was trying to sneak out.
Yeah. She did talk to you a little bit about what was going on. Mm-hmm.
Did she tell me she was her sister? I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but I think she did.
I think she did because you offered to bring her along, and I'm like, are you dumb?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That's definitely something Callista would remember.
Yeah. So yes, she did tell you that it's her sister.
Oh, yes, the young lady who snuck off her sister, correct?
Frozen.
Lachlan,
What was that? Is Lachlan
Lachlan,
frozen?
are you alive?
Oh, he froze on us. Oh no.
He
Lachlan,
looks like
are you that surprised your grandfather knows these things?
Probably.
Of course
Maybe cast hold person on Lachlan.
Yeah, I guess. Nice.
He looks so
I
happy.
understand you
though.
were interested in a woman and it froze you with terror.
Oh, he must have lost internet or something.
Yes, it appears Lachlan has run away from this heart-to-heart moment with his grandfather. Most unfortunate.
We lost you, MG. Type into him, see if he can.
Sorry about that.
There we go.
Hey,
you're back.
There he is.
He has returned.
He has returned.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
It's all good. Welcome back.
Yeah, but so Gramps, you know, I heard that Kella might be there in Yartar.
Yes, the young lady who was here and snuck out a few hours ago. She advised me Kella was in Yartar.
She talked to you too?
But of course, your grandfather is a trusting individual.
Did she kiss you too?
Oh my god.
Dear word, boy, you are their sisters, correct?
Oh.
Well, you know, maybe they have similar taste in gnomes.
My boy, you don't go and try to collect families like that. That is just not proper.
They're collecting Lachlans.
And you're letting it happen.
Yeah, I guess I am. But yeah.
Now, what happens when you go, if you're lucky enough to run into Kella at Yartar? Oh, hello, Kella, my dear. It has been so long. By the way, I made time with your sister. Come say hi.
We'll see how it all plays out in Yartar, I guess. But anyway, I think that we may be able to get some answers about, you know, about this dagger once we're there.
Well, yes, it seems to be weighing on Diana, given the whole fireball earlier. But if we can find Kella and prove to Diana that shattering the gem did not kill Kella, then perhaps we can convince Diana to hand over her gem, to which point I can destroy the gem.
I like it.
And we can free Diana from this influence.
It's foolproof. Absolutely foolproof.
Well, it depends on whether or not she decides to try to incinerate me again.
Well, you know, we'll have to keep our eyes open.
And now, another concern. Tell Callista.
But I can't tell Callista.
It's... How do you think it will go if she happens to be in the same vicinity area?
But while you guys are saying this, like Callista like coughs a little bit, then rolls over on the other side of the fire.
I have a minor heart attack.
If you are not comfortable with this, we will wait until we are in the air and I will converse with her. She needs to be told the truth of this. If
She's
not...
gonna, like, turn into a bear in midair and eat my griffin. It's gonna be bad.
What has she said to us numerous times? If we merely speak with her, she is less likely to want to throttle us quite as badly. That will still be throttling. It's Callista. She does not care for gnomes, but...
Yeah.
It's... At least if we are upfront with her on this, perhaps we can get her aid in dealing with Diana once we find Now I'm confusing the two of them. We will need Callista's aid to deal with Diana once we find Kella. There is no way that Diana will hand over the gem to you or me without Callista and potentially even Ashlyn getting involved.
Yeah, Ashlyn's a wild card.
Well, Ashlyn will listen to her good Uncle Molfin if it is in Diana's best interest.
Gramps, you're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But you're going to tell her, right? I'm not going to tell her. I want to be far away when that whole conversation goes down.
Then, when we are in the air, I will let her know that you have confessed this to me and asked me to speak with her as you were concerned for your life. This way, the news is coming from you through an intermediary.
Yeah.
It will still look as if you're willing to share the truthful information, though you are not. And perhaps we'll help Callista realize that the way to you is not to threaten you, as you tend to do the exact opposite of what she hopes.
And if she
Either
attacks
that
you,
or
I'll be able
Callista may
to...
just
I'll be
throw
able
me
to-
from the griffin.
Molfin and Lachlan, take a point of DM's inspiration, please.
When you know other characters too well. How do you think Callista's gonna react?
Oh, great, look, kill us alive! Oh, shit, no, she's not.
Exactly!
There went our whole plan of saving Diana's life. Callista just bit its head off as a grizzly bear.
There
Oh,
you-
Sabretooth now.
Yeah,
Yep.
awesome. So,
Good
as-
talk, Gramps. Good talk.
As this conversation comes to a close, you spend your 2 hours. Didn't really see or hear anything. Matt, you were so busy talking. I'm just something could have walked up, stole everything, and walked away. You know by now.
Does anybody see Ashlyn? Did she wander off somewhere?
And then Ashlyn, you will kind of awaken and get ready for your watch. So. And Molfin and Lachlan are kind of retiring to their sleep. Where are you guys headed to sleep for the evening?
Where is the most centralized group of people?
Everybody's kind of spread out.
Using human
just-
shields?
Yeah, just like, I mean, everybody's kind of... I mean, Callista's on the other side of the fire, kind of sleeping on the ground in her bedroll. Ashlyn was kind of tucked up, kind of 50 or so feet away from you guys with Harshnag. Where was Moby sleeping again, JJ?
He's probably out somewhere under a tree with Mogwai.
Okay, yep. Moby had to
Wrapped
walk
up in his
a
trunk.
little bit of distance. He's kind of in that light foliage that you guys traveled through to go to the actual town of Fireshear. So he found some there. Diana would probably be in the loft area. Well, I don't know. With Zentrum up there, she probably wouldn't do that. She'd probably be over with Callista.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably me, the babies, and Diana, like, in a row.
Yep.
Lachlan, I'm going to go set up over here and cast my little hut in case Diana's feeling violent in the morning.
Yeah.
You're welcome to join me if you care to, or you can retire elsewhere.
Looks good. I'll go ahead and join him in the hut.
All right.
Pop up the hut.
So, Ashlyn, is there anything in particular you would like to be doing during your watch?
Nah.
No, just kind of.
Oh wait, I want to carve Mogwai.
Carve Mogwai. Okay. Do you have tools or anything that you can?
Yes, I'm proficient in woodcarver's tools and painting supplies.
Awesome.
Whoa!
So you're gonna try to paint it as well after you carve it?
Yeah, it'll be like a mini.
Okay. It might take you, like, the watch is only 2 hours, so it might take you the 2 hours just to carve it, and then maybe another night you could work on the painting. But if you want to go ahead and make a wood carver's check, you can go ahead and do that.
You're so proficient in woodcarving tools.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And you're carving away, and this thing looks.
I just said my dex, right?
You had your dex and your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, that as you're kind of finishing up your watch, you put the finishing touches. You even got like the texture of the fur of the elephant like in there, and it looks pretty remarkable. You're pretty. I mean, you.
I'm no Sarban, but.
And as you're finishing up, your watch comes to an end. You don't hear or see anything, and it comes time to wake up Moby and Harshnag.
I go run in one direction and wake Moby up, and then I go run in the other direction and I wake Harshnag up.
All right. Harshnag seems to shrug a little bit as he's getting up. He's trying to wake up. He puts his hands on his eyes. You know, he's just like kind of rubbing his eyes, getting like the eye crusties out as he kind of gets up and stumbles over.
Those are giant eye crusties.
they're like baseballs. It's like, as he's like trying to get set and Moby, as you guys are sitting there, Harshnag's just kind of like every once in a while he kind of scooted over closer to the fire and he's sitting there and he just like will look at you every once in a while, and then when you look towards him, like he'll look away really quick to the fire, and then you'll look away from him and then you'll feel his eyes on you again, and then when you go to look at him again, he like just puts his eyes away again and starts looking at something else.
Just make it into a game.
All right.
Purposely look away. I look back. Try to catch him in the act.
Oh, he is. Eventually, you both like turn your heads at the same time and look right at each other, make eye contact, and he's like,
Ah!
"Oh, ah,
Gotcha.
oh, yeah, you got me." So,
Did you want to ask me something?
Well,
I mean, you've been looking at me for the better part of an hour, I think.
well, did have a question. When you use that thing, and he kind of points to your whip. It's.
Oh yeah.
Seems to have some. Oh gosh, it just seems to have some immense power behind it.
Oh, it's all in the way you hold it. It's all about, the finesse. You gotta kind of fling your arm out a little bit and, loosey-goosey it up.
Really?
Yeah. Here, give it a try.
He takes
tiny whip.
this little whip in between his thumb and his pointer finger, and he's holding it. Huh. Looks rather small.
Oh, yeah, small to you, but pretty big to me.
Well, see, I've got this right here, and this suits me fine. It's this enormous great axe that just...
Here, let me try and hold it. I'll see if I can finesse this.
No, I'm not gonna let this go. It'll crush you. It'll crush you. Here, take your whip back. Here, it's this thing back.
Oh, okay.
This here is Gert's great axe.
Who's Gert?
Really can't remember, but I do know that it means a lot to the Uthgard barbarians. See, they want it back, but they can't have it.
'Cause you've got it. Clever. I see. No one's gonna want to take on a giant.
Who's gonna take it from me? Really?
I mean, I wouldn't. You wouldn't even let me have it, so... Yeah.
Exactly. See? He just kind of rubs his beard, has this axe over his shoulder.
So what's your deal, Harshnag, if I may call you Harshnag? Mr. Sir.
Oh, what do you mean, what's my deal?
Do you just roam about the countryside seeking out odd groups of people to travel with? Do you have any ulterior motives? I'm on to you.
Go ahead and make an insight check, Moby. Yeah, he starts to... Looks like he's getting a little nervous almost as you start talking to him about this. And go ahead and make follow your insight check with a persuasion check with what you just said to him. Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Wow. Mother of mercy.
He kind of looks at the fire, then looks back at you, and he's well. See, I'm looking for these giant relics. You see, I think that if I can collect some, maybe even one giant relic that might be able to win the favor of the Oracle in the Eye of the Allfather, which is an ancient temple built by giants. Well, the problem...
Oh, this is a lot of information.
Well, yeah.
Hang on. First, what do these relics look like?
Well, to be honest, I don't know.
So, how are you gonna know when you come across one?
I was told that anyone could know once we found them, but the problem is finding them and what they are. I have an idea where they are. It's just finding them. And the other problem is, well, you see, I've got this axe. And all these relics...
You certainly do.
All these relics seem to be in areas where the Uthgard tribes, well, they call them ancient burial mounds for a reason. They're basically, well, the Uthgards, they have these as their spiritual mounds. And if I approach one with this axe, well, let's just say they won't be very happy. Which is why...
Surely someone as big and strong as you is able to take on a few measly barbarians.
Well, the barbarians don't frighten me as much as the myths and rumors that I hear about the burial mounds.
What kind of rumors?
The spiritual ones, ghostly ones, stuff like that.
Ooh, ghost stories by the campfire.
There's all sorts of things. Anything that deals with the spiritual realms, such as that. Well, I kind of steer clear.
Yeah, you're definitely not preaching to the choir. I just came back from my own spiritual realm. I was there for 12 years. 12 years.
Well, so great. So you're comfortable in these situations.
Oh, yeah, you could say that. I'm well versed in spirits.
Well, perfect. That's my deal. I've been looking for people like you to help me because...
Like me, gnomes.
Well, like you, people who have no fear of possibly disturbing spiritual burial grounds.
Oh, that's fine. No problem. No respect for the dead. That's me.
I have a feeling we'll have to disrupt a few of those in order to get these ancient relics.
Interesting.
And that's why I needed to find brave adventurers who would be willing to embark in such a journey like that.
Okay.
You so needed to roll like a 2 on that.
And this oracle, what does this oracle do? You mentioned, no, the Allfather?
Yes, the oracle in the temple, the Eye of the Allfather. It's buried.
Where is the temple?
It's buried deep into the center of the spine of the world, in the cold and frigid mountains. I know the way. I can get there. Unfortunately for most giant kind, its destination, its point of entry has been lost. But not to old Harshnag.
A giant with a brain. Interesting.
Well, a giant with a good memory. I was very little when I was there before. But
little as in young, or little as in like my size?
Well, as in young, I don't think I was ever your size.
Oh wow, you must be a big baby.
I guess you could say that. He just looks at you oddly.
I feel sorry for your mother. Oh my.
You crashed Matt's browser.
Yeah, you destroyed Matt's browser. There you go.
Oh my
He's
God.
back.
Somewhere Molfin is having a dream and thinking, these idiots are my family.
What'd I do?
Anyway, I digress. We were talking about the oracle.
Oh yes, the oracle. Yes, all-knowing being who is open to questions, and I'm trying to find out how we can stop my giant brethren from all their nonsense. I think the key to it is finding the oracle and, well, seeking its knowledge.
So this oracle has answers to things.
Oh, absolutely. Answers to questions that you ask.
Any question?
Well, I suppose, but I'm not really sure. It's been a long time.
Maybe just tunes out.
But I believe if we show up with giant relics, that possibly more questions could be asked of the Oracle. Bringing these giant relics as a token, or as some kind of dedication to the Oracle. An offering, if you will.
So what, the Oracle is like a physical being, an entity, or is it like a statue?
No,
Big
no one's ever
rock wall?
seen the Oracle. You've only, from what
How
I've
do you know it exists?
Well, because it answers your questions.
Okay, but I answer your questions. Am I the Oracle?
But he looks very confused.
Nah,
He's like,
I'm messing with you. I got you.
That was. Why are you always cracking jokes?
I don't know.
Well, I trust that we can hear what the Oracle answers. Because he has a cracked rib. But
Ow.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the Oracle might be able to answer any questions you have. If
What, is this like a genie scenario? Do we get like 3 questions or something, and then it disappears for 1,000 years?
I don't know. It could be. It'd be worth finding out, I believe.
I'm glad we had this chat. Oh, I'm Moby, by the way.
Oh, I'm Moby, and he grabs your hand with his pointer finger and his thumb, and he shakes it. Almost, he looks like he's trying to be dainty with it, but you're like, your arm's like flapping. Oh, what?
Let me just pop that shoulder back in.
It seems like it's time for us to wake up. Callista, why don't you do it? And then he starts to walk away.
Oh, sure thing. Yeah, absolutely. I got this. Just, I'm gonna make sure he's kind of like out of my sight. Well, relatively, because he's a giant, so I'm probably gonna see him wherever he goes.
Oh yeah. I mean, he looks like he's about ready to just he flops back down on the ground, and is getting kind of nestled in, ready to go back to sleep for the last 2 hours.
All right. I'm just gonna find a little secluded spot and just sit down. I'm gonna reach into my hair and just kind of ruffle about a little bit. I'm gonna pull out like this handkerchief. It's like this maroon colored handkerchief with this like gold trim around the edges. I'm gonna place it in my hand and just gently unfold the corners and pull out the skull of a squirrel. I'm going to place it in my hand and cast minor illusion on it.
Awesome.
And make it look like Mannix just curled up in my hand.
Awesome.
And then just whisper to it, "I love you." Give it a kiss. And then fold over the handkerchief again and put it in my hair. And go wake up Callista.
Moby, go ahead and take a point of DM's inspiration, please.
Yay.
And Callista, you are awoken by Moby.
You're up. I'm tired. And sore.
You okay?
Yep. As good as I'll be.
Remember, we
Good night,
still have to
Ghost.
talk later.
Oh, how exciting. Yay.
Don't patronize me, Moby.
Sorry, yes, sir. Talk we shall.
That's still patronizing.
I don't know what that word means.
Go to bed.
Captain?
Damn gnomes.
Callista, anything you're doing during your watch in particular?
Towards the end of my watch, I'm going to send a message to Clarion.
Okay.
I want to make sure he's okay and let him know that we're heading to Yartar and Everlund.
Okay. Yeah, are you speaking in Draconic or are you speaking in Common?
Yes, Draconic.
Okay.
Yeah, Draconic.
Towards the end of your watch, you go ahead and you speak through the sending stone. Time passes and you get no response.
I don't like that. Okay.
Everything's going to be DED before the end of the evening, right?
God damn it.
It's all Ashland's fault.
Excellent. So, it's just a little bit before sunrise, and you guys, some of you start to awaken.
Before that,
Yeah.
do I get the sense that the message went through, or is it just going to nothing? Because I think I can tell that with the sending message.
You can tell if it went through.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Let me double check to see what that would be. Yeah. So glad everybody's joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for our new follower, Lycan Mage.
Yeah.
Thank you, like me.
As you have seen pop in that my brain may be addled from a long day at work, but Chi Mooster. Don't recognize your tag in Twitch, so hello, welcome to the adventure.
Calling you out.
We've seen you around. Thank you for tuning in again today.
Yeah, awesome. It says that you can tell if the sending stone is in the possession of another creature.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense that it's in the possession of someone, but you don't get a reply.
Okay.
And that basically find a new map. You guys hear the slam of a door as Deshara has accidentally opened her door way too quickly, and it slams off of some of the stone sides of her hovel. She starts heading out with this large pack on her back, and she's headed towards her dwarf feet just stomping across the ground over towards the griffins where they're held up in the stables. And you guys all slowly kind of start to come awake.
Lachlan sees Molfin doing his little morning ritual,
Oh,
seeing stones out.
7 and a 5.
Gramps, what's that?
Look, each morning, Lachlan, I take these seeing stones out, and after meditating for a few moments, I toss them out on the ground, and they give omens of what's to come today.
How's my outlook today?
There seems to be a rather bad failure coming at some point. I'm not sure
No,
whether it is a...
fix it, change it.
We will do our best to make sure it does not happen. There is a failure somewhere tied to you. Now, it could be someone attempting to attack you, and they may miss wildly.
I like that.
In which case, if we can hope if it is Callista's unhappy, and as they turn around, everyone's awake, aren't they?
Yeah,
I've been awake for 2 hours before you guys got up.
Yeah. As you say that, you realize Callista's just watching you as you say her name.
Well, no, she's watching the outside of a shiny pink dome.
Oh yeah, the shiny pink dome. Yeah. Callista, your ear starts to ring. I mean, you know that. Like, what?
Let us go
In
and...
Japanese, it's like, achoo!
There you go. There you go.
Let us go and join our compatriots.
Yeah.
And Molfen will just sort of walk out through the dome as it vanishes.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, Dashara seems to be getting she has some of her Zentarum guards, like, helping to get the griffins out and getting them saddled up and getting them ready to go. There's a little bit of the sunlight starting to peek up over the horizon, so it makes it easy for them to kind of get things organized. But you can tell Dashara probably overslept just the slightest bit and wanted to be basically on the way by now, and is kind of rushing through to get everything kind of squared away. She doesn't seem like a morning person at all.
While she's doing all that, Molfin's going to look for Kentucky.
All right, Kentucky's actually helping her getting things ready right now.
Never mind. He's busy. I will speak with him afterwards.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else? What are the rest of you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna ask if I can ride on Harshnag's shoulder instead of a griffin.
Oh, absolutely, Ashlyn. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
We might have.
Hey, big guy. How fast can you run?
I can run pretty fast. I don't know if I can keep up with a griffin though.
All right, but in a metagamey sense, how fast can you run?
On a scale of like 1 to 60 or something.
Feet?
60 to
Every
80.
6 seconds?
Well, I can run about, if I'm running really fast, I can run about 80 feet.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Cool.
Wait, if I take
Gotcha.
the dash movement, I can run faster than him.
Why are the lot of you being such fools? Just get on the bird creatures.
If we get on the bird, we're gonna leave the big fella behind.
And the pink elephant.
Oh,
Nobody
no,
can
I
make
can
that
just-
thing vanish.
I can snap him in and out like that, and I snap my fingers, and he disappears.
Oh,
Cool.
I
Is
snap
he
him
gone?
again, and the elephant appears behind Ashley.
God.
Another-
Oh, I run up to the elephant. I'm like, are you okay?
The elephant's just looking very confused. Awesome.
Sorry, buddy.
Do you not think it would be easier for Harshnag to run a day's travel without having to carry something?
Fine, you're no fun, Uncle Molfin. Gosh.
That's a good point.
No,
Hey,
but you're
Harshnag,
more
how about you
open
give me
to-
that big axe? You must weigh you down.
No.
And
Well,
how do
I
you think a
tried.
griffin will lift you with that?
Mobley, you're more than welcome to ride with me if you want.
Hey, hang on, let me consult Mogwai first. Hey, buddy, is it alright if I, take a griffin? You're not gonna get jealous or nothing, are you?
How does
He can reply back, by the
he,
way.
he can reply back in
telepathically.
telepathically, like just in common?
Yeah, but I just say this stuff out loud.
He kind
Yeah.
of
No, he understands Gnomish.
Okay, so you're speaking in Gnomish?
Yeah.
Okay, so in your head you hear, to be honest, I would prefer not.
Oh, such a regal accent. Oh my.
Wow.
Swooning.
With this, Molfen looks over at Callista. Why couldn't it be like the Raven? At least with that, he was talking in common to the thing. Now he's mumbling incoherently at random animals in Gnomish.
Let's turn to the Raven.
Yeah, the
You right up there, buddy?
the
I
raven
haven't-
starts the raven starts squawking. Would you tell the old one that I can hear every word he says?
Yeah, the Raven can hear everything you're saying, and I mean the elephant can too. Yeah, if I translate it. So watch your mouth. Tell me things.
What's that, Ferguson?
Oh, what's that? I bet I could speak to that. I'm really good with tiny animals.
Ashlyn,
Really?
Ashlyn, you almost
Yeah.
feel like you can hear some bubbling inside the. But then
He says yes. He wants to talk to you. And I hand him over to Moby. This is Ferguson. He lives in this
Smile on my
vial.
face.
He eats
Smile on my
sunlight.
face just diminishes. Oh, hey, buddy.
you hear
How you doing?
Moby, you hear absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. He misses you. He misses you. You take him.
I thought he gets like nervous when he's not around me. So.
Oh, he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
Melissa's just like hand in her head, just
So good.
Can we go now?
Yes, let us.
So,
Mogwai, I promise you'll be back soon. It's just a lot quicker. I'm not saying you're slow. You're a lot faster than I am, but just trust me.
fair,
He's shrunk a little bit.
fair enough. I still do not approve.
You never do.
Yes.
Click.
As you guys are all kind of getting saddled up onto the griffins, now Ashlyn, are you still going to ride on Harshnag's shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are all kind of saddled up on the griffins. Dashara's getting saddled up. Muffin, Kentucky is kind of helping you to get saddled up onto the griffin.
Oh, thank you, my dear man. Will you be joining us, following along to Yartar?
No, and my job is to stay here and look after the little ones. And he kind of nods his head over towards the stables, where you see that there are quite a few eggs that look familiar to the griffin eggs that you have seen before.
Oh. This was most problematic. I had plans for you, but if you were required to stay here...
For me? You had plans for me?
Yes,
Turn into a
you're
zombie.
indeed rather one of our individuals with a bit of a flamey attitude the other night seems to have damaged an item of yours.
He kind of looks over his shoulder towards where Diana is kind of getting settled on the. He kind of leans closer. Yeah, it's like, yeah, tell me about it. I mean, she gets really upset, like really quick, really easy. I mean, she just looks at my ring and then just flips out. I mean,
She has had some issues with a Zentarum in the past. And we won't mention Lachlan's name, though. But the important part I wanted to speak to you of is, you are owed a banjo. What does the cost of a banjo go for these days?
Oh, it just depends on what kind of banjo you're looking at. There's a wide variety of banjos. But nothing's ever going to replace that banjo. That was given to me by my father.
That is...
How are you going to replace that?
You have a...
You know, I remember as a little boy.
Oh no.
My father sitting on his favorite rocking chair playing that very banjo. And you know what? When I watched that thing ignite into holy flames in my hands, that memory was burnt up too. You can see he has like tears in his eyes as he's saying this to you, Muffin.
Oh.
So you ever... must be a way to rectify this. But is there any... Did any of this device survive? Any small piece of wood, anything?
He holds up this little glass jar that's corked at the top, and there's nothing but gray ashes inside of it.
Oh.
And he just looks at you, he looks at the jar. This is the memory of my father and his banjo.
Is his father alive? That would make this less
Are you
painful.
are you asking that?
No, I'm on Harshnag.
Oh, okay. You're not sure, Ashlyn.
I know there is no way to replace what you have lost, but would you be interested in looking at having a piece commissioned? Perhaps using the remnants of the ash from what was destroyed by a member of our group to have a new one built somehow.
Well, make a persuasion check.
You know what? Just because I feel guilty, I'm burning my inspiration on it.
All right. There you go. With advantage. He looks at the jar, he looks at you, and he's like, well, I'm not sure how it could be done, but here, and he hands you the glass jar, the ashes. It's like does me no good right now in the state that it's in. I mean, I would love a custom piece.
We are traveling from here to Yartar and then on to Everlund. And I am assuming that once we are in Everlund, as we go seeking magical transportation that was told to me if I arrived there would be given to us. If I can find someone to prepare this properly for you, I will have the piece commissioned and ask Dashara to return it to you here.
Oh, that would be outstanding.
At no cost to you, as this is a member of my group's fault that you have lost this item.
Wow, that's very nice of you, Molfin.
It's you have watched my back during that incident with the boat. It's our fault this has happened to you. It's least we can do is pay recompense to you.
Oh, well, if you're gonna be stopping in Yartar, I know of a place in Yartar that you have got to see. It's amazing. It's a place called the Despicable Lady. Excellent place.
I shall do so. Is this somewhere appropriate for all of our entourage, or is this something that...
Imagine the most elegant tavern you've ever seen, but has a giant hot tub spa area in the center. It's absolutely amazing. It's incredible.
Considering the length of the journey, a spa would feel good on the old bones, I suppose.
Oh, it's a place. If you go to Yartar, it's a bit pricey, but it's worth every coin.
The Despicable Lady. I have to make this one of my first stops.
And at that point, as you guys are saddled up, getting ready to take off, the wings of the griffins flap away, and we're going to take our break for the evening, as it is about 9:38. So I want to go ahead and take us a break right now. Also, I wanted to give Ashlyn a point of DM's inspiration for the whole Ferguson stuff, because that's absolutely hilarious. And don't forget, Ashlyn and Lachlan, you guys both still have your Nat 20.
And you have a Nat 20.
You, Mr. DM.
Oh yeah, I have a Nat 20 too. Yeah, I forgot to add that. Nice. I haven't had to roll anything yet. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in here at episode 34 of Storm King's Thunder. I got a really cool title of Lockdown, I think, called Collecting Lachlans. As soon as I heard that, I wrote it down. I was like, that's awesome. So if you guys will stay with us, we'll be back in about 5 to 7 minutes as we go refill our drinks and take a quick break. If you haven't got a chance yet, make sure you follow us either on Twitch or on YouTube if you're watching this after the fact. And we'll be back in just a few moments. See you soon. That might be. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 34 of Storm King's Thunder right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful, sick with a sore throat dungeon master tonight. So please forgive my coughs and raspiness at times. As we left off before our break, our party was headed airborne on the back of these griffins led by Dashara and Screecher, as they head off into the very, very early morning sky. And our party is headed through, just feeling the brisk air just, jetting through their hair and making your cloaks kind of float behind you as the wings are flapping through the air. About every couple hours or so, Dashara kind of leads all the griffins down to take a short rest. You guys grab some quick snacks and rations and quickly start heading back off. I know Callista said that she had something that she wanted to talk to somebody about, but I didn't know if it was during this trip that she was wanting to do that now or if it was later on in the future.
No, I can wait.
Okay.
I'm not gonna push him for it.
Okay.
Molfin's looking for Callista, though, fairly early or midday, because he needs to have a conversation with her stat.
Okay.
I'm avoiding both of them.
You do feel there's an opportunity during about probably the second break during the day, kind of like probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys kind of nestle down. Dashara is able to find a place where the griffins can take a quick drink, and a lot of the party is kind of just walking around trying to get over the fact that their rear ends hurt so much from being on the saddle for so long. And you see an opportunity open up to approach Callista.
Callista, do you have a few moments to speak, sort of away from the others?
Sure, what's up?
I think we're going to take a walk with me for a moment. It is about Lachlan. We need to have a brief discussion.
What did he do now?
Nothing as of yet, but...
Okay. Sure, I'll follow him.
After we get a good, 15, 20 feet away from people, so I'm pretty sure people aren't listening in. So, Lachlan came to me last night during my watch to discuss his real reasons for seeking to agree to my plan of cutting through Yartar and go to Everlund.
Yeah, I already had a plan to keep an eye on him as we got there.
He seems a little hesitant to speak with you due to your feelings on certain situations, so asked me to come have this discourse with you on his behalf.
He asked you to talk to me for him?
He seems to be afraid of your reaction to this information, so...
What did he do?
So, it seems that one of the Zentarum that was under the employ of Dashara happens to be the sister of one Kella Darkholm.
Excuse me?
Yes. Her sister was stationed at Dashara's home.
Which one?
It was the woman who, from what I was told by Lachlan, the one who planted a kiss on him and snuck out first thing before you and I had the meeting with...
What?
Please do not make me relive this. I had to have a conversation with him about having relations with multiple members of the same family not being appropriate.
How does that have to be...
Did I hear the what?
That was pretty loud. Go ahead and make a perception check, Lachlan.
While Lachlan's paying attention, I get a quick slap in there.
Yeah. When she yelled "what," that's where you smacked him, and it was right at the same time, and he didn't hear it at all.
Can't be quicker than that.
So, suffice to say, Callista, that her sister has advised Lachlan that Kella is alive and in Yartar. And now you see why he was so quick to acquiesce to my suggestion of passing.
Why would he tell you to tell me? Why would he want me to know that? He knows I'm going to kill her.
I convinced him to tell you because we have a chance to aid Diana. We now know, if we can find Kella alive, that the breaking of the gem did not kill her. We can destroy the gem that Diana is in her possession of and not risk her life. But we need Kella alive to prove that to Diana. I do not want Diana to know this until we have proof. As it is, she already shot a fireball at me once trying to get her hands on the dagger to fight Zolkin directly. Last thing I want to do is give her any ammunition or false hope.
What exactly are you asking me, Muffin?
I should say, we'll have to leave it in Lachlan's hands to a degree. Let him find Callista. Bloody.
Excuse you?
I'm still a little rattled after.
Do not
conversing
confuse the two of us ever again.
Apologies. It's Lachlan and the two sisters last night. It was a rough conversation to have with him. Close your mind to it, trust me.
Yes.
So, we need Lachlan to find Kella. If Kella sees you coming, much as anyone who had been mauled by said person in the form of a bear 2 to 3 times, will probably flee the other direction.
But who's counting?
It was impressive, I must admit, but suffice to say, getting her visual to the group in one piece proves that we can destroy the gem and remove Zolkin's hold on that. Her mauled and dead, we have no ammunition to go after Diana with. Let Lachlan find her, bring her to us in one said piece, and once we have dealt with Diana, and
then I can kill her.
Muffin's sort of going to turn and look, make sure that no one's away, and as quietly as possible. No one. Perhaps Lachlan doesn't see what happens next.
I hold up my hand. Deal.
That's dark.
Listen, we keep Lachlan out of it, and we deal with the problem with Diana.
You best keep Lachlan out of it, because I'm going to finish it. The moment we free Diana, she's done.
As long as we deal with the Diana problem first.
I am totally fine with that. I understand your point. But her name is still on my list. That's not changing. I can delay it, but that's it.
That's all I personally request. As far as Lachlan's concerned, we have made an accord. We are doing this to aid Diana. We are not touching her, and then we must act in what is in the best interest of our group and in the best interest of my great-grandson.
I agree.
And there is something about her that...
Do I get to say I told you so?
Well, to me, yeah, we knew he had something planned. Lachlan always has a plan in play.
Sisters? Really? What kind of morals does your family have?
He gives him.
It's from his mother's side. I am a pure and chaste gnome, but I mean, look at how Moby has changed.
Well, Moby, I think, is an exception to your family. He's...
Meanwhile, you look over and Moby is smacking Lachlan.
Well, he was the exception to your family.
I'll
get with him. I'll work with it.
So, as far as Lachlan's concerned, we're agreed. Kella will survive. And then,
Long enough.
from what I hear, Yartar is a very rough city. It's accidents happen. They have a very large military. If all of a sudden they found out that a thief was running rampant in the town, who's to say what could happen?
Y'all are getting dark here.
I appreciate your wisdom on this topic, Malcolm.
Ashlyn, the whole time you're just kind of comforting Harshnag because he's been like sprinting this whole day. And he's like, oh my goodness.
It's okay, you can do it.
Oh my goodness. Those things can fly really fast.
You're gonna go get it, man.
I was good until we had to wade through that river back there. Oh.
I know, I was a little scared there too, held on to your beard a little, but
it was a lot deeper than I thought.
You swam well for someone with giant plate armor on.
Yeah, it was cold too. Good thing I'm a frost giant.
Haha.
Thank you, Callista. So I will go advise the boy that the deal is done, so to speak.
Well, let's hope he's not too attached.
I will tell him to be mindful that you are not pleased and will be keeping an eye on him, so perhaps he will be on his best behavior.
I doubt it.
Fair enough.
All right. So at this point, you guys all kind of join up and are able to remount the griffins and take back towards the air as Harshnag starts to sprint once again after catching his breath. Ashlyn holding on as best as she can as Harshnag continues to run across the landscape. Nighttime starts to fall, and Dashara feels like you guys are starting to get close to your destination for the first night. And she kind of looks back towards you, Mulfin, and kind of just looks towards you and says, Mulfin, what is the plan? Are we doing the flyby to the mound?
Callista, do you feel that this evening flyby is our best option, or do we wait until light of day? My eyes are okay in the dark. I do not know much of these barbarians, though, and if they have better eyes than mine.
Well, do we want a full flyby, or do we want a scout flyby? Might be better to have just one go and circle around it, so we're not as noticeable.
And she just shouts out, "We've made better time than I expected. It'll be just before dark before we get there, but it's just ahead."
Then we settle and wait until dark.
Are we doing this flyby for the giant relic? Is that what we're doing this for? Or just
I think
for fun?
so.
Well,
No, Harshnag wants to know what's in there.
Okay,
This
I have
location
a
is
question.
housing a giant relic, but we have concerns due to the barbarians in the realm.
He told me last night that the relics are hidden under sacred burial grounds.
Sacred burial ground?
I'm sorry, what?
From what I understand, the relic is buried with the dead, their revered dead.
So I'm sorry. So he expects us to desecrate graves.
Yeah, which is why I was going to ask, what's in this for us? Like, are we getting something out of
I'm
this?
sorry.
or-
Aren't you beholden to a deity that reveres death?
No, not in the slightest. You have a lot to learn about the Raven Queen. Look, I'll sit you down one day and I'll talk about it with you, but you've got the wrong idea about what she does.
She deals with death and dislikes undeath.
Oh yeah, she definitely does not like death beyond means of Living. I think I said that right.
Like zombies?
All death is beyond the means of living. If you're dead, you are no longer living, Moby. What?
You mean like zombies, Uncle Muffin?
Ah, the Ashland's smart. Yeah, she's the smart one in the group.
Did you mean to address Moby?
You mean zombies, Moby?
Ashlyn, you probably couldn't be a part of this conversation because you're down on the ground with
Oh, that's right, you're on the giant.
So it would be the top, the other four probably with Dashara.
Is there treasure in these tombs?
They're not. I don't even think they're tombs. They're just big hills of dirt that things are buried in, from what I gathered.
Like treasure?
All the more reason for us to stop, wait till dark, discuss with Harshnag what exactly we're dealing with before we decide if we're doing a flyby.
Yeah, bro.
And to
Perhaps
find out
before
if there
we
is-
get down there, we should talk about, what are we doing it for? Like, what's in it for us? Why are we helping this guy?
He aided us with fire shear.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember him putting down any giants.
He put down like 3 by himself.
He went out in the woods while you guys were fighting and killed those two and drug them back to Dashara's hovel. You remember that?
I stand by what I said. I don't remember him putting down any giants. I wasn't there. Personally, I know I
Don't
did.
hallucinating pink elephants. But either way, Callista is correct. We should sit down, set up some sort of a camp, speak with Harshnag, and find out if there's even a way to know where in these mountains this thing is. I, for one, would rather not go digging up a 10-mile square plot trying to find some
It's
item.
not smart. Yeah, it's not smart to go in blind, even for a flyby.
Can you look?
Mr. DM, how far are we from this forest area? Are we out right open in the plains? Are we closer to the forest? Is there any sort of cover to set down in?
It's a hilly region. Like you're getting into this region of. Let me select ping, and it's basically right in here where you guys are at.
But we're still a couple of miles or a little ways away from that
still
section.
a little ways away from where the actual mark that Ashlyn showed Dashara was. I mean, Dashara has given it her best guess on where Ashlyn pointed to on the map.
Might as well sit down in this hilly section. We'll have to make sure to set ample watch, but...
Would I be able to remember with my one?
With your what? What was that? You cut out on me.
Or the Outlander feat with the Wanderer thing? Would I be able to tell where exactly on the map we are from it?
Go ahead and make a survival check for me, Callista. With maps, you're pretty good at remembering the locations, kind of like a photographic kind of memory when it comes to geography. So I think based on the map, you have never been there yourself.
Right.
But you think you can kind of get everybody there decent, without much of a problem.
Yeah, so we don't accidentally go there and miss the mark or fly over it without realizing.
Yeah, you don't think you'll miss the mark based on what you know.
Okay. Then I would suggest we land soon, wait till dark, discuss with Harshnag what exactly we're dealing with, and then go from there. Like I said, play it by ear.
Okay. Dashara looks at all the rest of you. Does this sound like an agreeable plan?
Seems to make perfect sense for me. We'll just have to make sure to set ample watch to make sure nothing happens to the griffins.
Oh, definitely. And,
Is anyone not going? Are we all going?
Well,
I don't think it'd be
We don't
smart
know
if
that
we
yet.
all
I
went.
wanna talk to Harshnag before we decide who's going and who's not.
We are all landing, Moby.
Oh, I know that, but I don't really want to go. So
Then that is fine.
all right. All of you kind of settle down in the valley of these two rolling hills. And Harshnag, Ashlyn, you watch as the group kind of settles down. They kind of spin a circle in the air and settle down as the sun is setting in the distance. Harshnag, still a little bit winded, comes to a stop and just plumps himself down on the side of the hill and just kind of just relaxing in the tall grass as you guys are all kind of standing around now, getting unsaddled from the griffins, trying to stretch a little bit from being airborne so long. what would you guys like to do?
Alphinius looks and sort of gestures to Callista.
Yeah, I'm going right for Harshnag.
Okay. Yeah, he's like laying in the grass going, oh.
I'm gonna stand over him. Like over his head and just look down at him.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi, Ash.
Are you saying that to Callista? Or are you saying that to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Ashley. Harshnag, we gotta talk.
Oh, of course. What is it? Oh, he's like rubbing
What
his thigh.
exactly are we dealing with this spiritual mound, spiritual burial grounds I heard about?
Well, not 100% sure. I know this one on the map is Morger's Mound. I'm not sure what else. We just need to be careful. And another thing is, I can't really go to the mound myself.
Why?
Because I have this. And he holds the great axe in his hand.
Ooh. What's that mean?
Well, this is Gert's great axe. And,
Who's Gert?
well, I'm not 100% sure, but...
Oh.
But I know that I have it, and the barbarians who... Well, the barbarians who... Well, consider this mound as their spiritual property. Well, they want this. It would probably be best for me not to go.
Question then.
Oh,
How did you
yes.
plan on going and getting this artifact if you were going alone with your axe that they want?
Well, I was... Well, Callista, I was...
Or were you just banking on us doing it for you?
I wasn't banking, I was just kind of hoping.
You got friends.
That's what I was saying. See, we should have discussed. Like, we should, get something in return. He's not doing anything.
Oh,
I try to cover one of Harshnag's ear and I go, he's our friend, Callista.
Friends should be a little bit more forthcoming with this type of information, don't you think, Ash?
Well, I mean...
Oh, it was forthcoming to me.
I've heard rumors that these burial mounds are just scattered with treasure, but I mean, like I said, I haven't seen one myself in person, so I don't know, but
Maybe we can go poke one and just see what one looks like.
that would be great.
But, Ashlyn, we run the risk. If we walk up to this whatever mound, we pick the one that is marked, go over and poke that. We find whatever it is here that Harshnag is seeking, which is a relic for giants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How exactly are we going to get this relic
How
out?
are we meant to, between the two of you,
3 gnomes.
one elderly gnome, one healthy gnome, and one gnome who aged 12 years and 3 months in...
Oh, I have
2.5
reservations
weeks.
about desecrating sacred sites. Like, it's not
This
my
was
thing.
your idea, Moby. Be quiet.
How sacred are we talking, anyway?
Well, Harshnag just kind of looks at all of you. I really wish I could answer that, but I'm not sure. I know that the Uthgard barbarians revere these places.
And the only reason why you don't want to go is because you have this axe.
Yes.
It makes perfect.
Can I insight check that?
I
please?
want
Yes.
to. Yeah, I was
Go
just gonna
ahead.
say, can I insight check
Yes.
this guy?
Yes, you can.
I want to know if he's not.
Eh.
Molfin, you're not sure. You're not really. Oh, Callista, you can tell that he's hiding some things from you.
Harshnag, If you want our help, you're going to tell me everything you know and that you're not telling me right now. Otherwise, I'm walking away right this second.
You better do it, Harshnag. She gets pretty grumpy.
Go ahead and make
And fair
a
enough if
persuasion
she
check,
leaves.
Callista, with advantage.
Thank God for advantage.
He starts getting real defensive, Callista. He's like, no, don't go. Don't go.
I'll leave.
No,
Give me a reason not to leave, Harshnag.
Oh, okay, I'll give you a reason not to. Ashlyn, we're good, right, Ashlyn?
Don't talk to her. Talk to me.
Oh, I got it. Callista. Listen, see this axe that I have. Well, see, it used to be owned by a giant lord named Gert, a frost giant lord who fell to the leader of the Uthgard barbarians in a battle that marked the ascendance of humankind over giants long, long ago.
Team small.
You see, Gert's great axe was actually buried in Morgar's mound until it was unearthed and brought back to Waterdeep. And after laying in the city's vaults for decades, the axe was given to me as a gift from the city of Waterdeep for my heroic efforts in defending the city. You see, the Uthgard barbarians recognize this weapon on sight and will do anything to get it back.
He's a good guy.
There is a chance that if you go alone and confront these barbarians, there is a chance that they can be reasoned with. If you have me and the axe around, there is no chance that they can be reasoned with. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Callista? I danger the mission by being with you. They will attempt to kill us all if they see this axe.
What if we skip this one and go to Flint Rock?
Perhaps there is a better option here. We have the map marking where this mound is.
Yes, I do.
Perhaps a distraction is in order.
Oh no!
Perhaps a very large distraction running through the territory, swinging an item they desire above head, and drawing hordes of them to follow after him, leaving us free to go and investigate the area unmolested.
Well, I
And
guess
you've been keeping up with the Griffins okay. Certainly a mere few barbarians should be no issue for you to outrun.
I guess it could work. I mean, I haven't seen the place, though. I mean, is there a way we can get somebody to scout the area to see what exactly it is we're dealing with?
Well, let's backtrack a minute.
I could use my raven. I can
I'm a
see
little
through his
sneaky.
eyes.
Oh,
How are we gonna know what this artifact looks like? And if it is a giant artifact, how the hell are we getting it out of the city unnoticed?
well, just because it's a giant artifact doesn't mean that it's giant itself. Giants revere many things as artifacts. Basically, anything left over from the ancient times of Osteria, which is basically you're standing on Osteria now. All the north used to be the giant city, but now lies buried beneath the ground in which you stand.
But logic would say if it is a giant city, anything within said place would be sized for giants.
We have needles and stuff.
Maybe it's in Lachlan's so smart.
Well,
Perhaps, Callista, perhaps it is best to at least take a look. I feel you are the best one suited for that, given your abilities in stealth.
JJ, can you try to hit the reconnect button to see if your video will pop back up for us? I don't want to lose you again, but I was going to give
That's
you a shot.
weird. I got everyone's videos.
Yeah, I don't know why I lost.
Yeah,
I lost.
Yeah, I don't
have
see you
yours.
either.
All right.
Nice.
Yay!
Oh, there you are. And then
Oh, we
Matthew
lost
disappeared.
Yeah.
No, I'm reconnecting too
Oh, there
because
you go.
everyone's saying.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
I still don't have him back. Oh, there he is. Hey, he showed up.
He's back. Awesome. All right.
Mr. Fuzzy Pink Elephant.
So the sun is setting. It's getting pretty dark out as you guys are finishing up this conversation.
Then I will go see if it's worth our time.
Can I go with you?
It would be better if I went alone, but if you want to come, you can come.
I don't know how to take that statement.
Ashlyn, she has the ability to make herself fade from sight.
Oh, maybe she should go by herself.
That way there's no chance of her being spotted.
Okay. Well,
And
if
we
you
can
get
set
in
up,
trouble, sound like an eagle or something. Or like go caw, and we'll come rescue you.
I'll figure it out.
It's
Callista,
really
you have the ability to make fire from your hands.
Yes.
And you will be flying on the ground. How far are we from the spot?
Oh, I got an idea. I can locate objects. So if you give me something of yours, I can study it for a little bit. I can concentrate really hard and find out where that object is.
How about this? You have your own items, correct? Give her one of yours. You should not need the time to study it, and she can go now.
Oh, I don't know. They're mine.
I will take my crescent moon earring and hand it to him.
All right.
Oh,
Nice.
let's give it a little look-see.
That look cool on you, Moby.
I'm like flinging it. Ding.
be
careful.
careful with that.
Oh, sorry.
You're
I
silly.
think that's enough time. Here, take that back.
And it's one of those where it's like connects to like the top of the ear and the bottom. It's like a chain, and then there's a chain for like the moon.
Ooh,
Nice.
you should get that IRL.
I know.
Awesome. All right, Callista, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna approach this?
I'm debating if I want to do invisibility on both of us or just pass without a trace. Because if I do invisibility, the Griffin and I both get advantage on stealth, right?
Oh yeah, I mean you're absolutely. You're gone basically. And
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll do that.
okay.
And if I need to break it, then I can go invisible if I need to.
Okay.
Or I could do pass without a trace if I need to break it.
So you guys watch as Callista is remounted onto the Griffin. She gives you guys kind of like a look and a nod as she vanishes from sight. And then you hear and see the grass kind of wave in the little bit of the breeze of the Griffin's wings as you can hear the Griffin take off into the air. Now, Callista, there's still just a faint bit of light that enables you to be able to see clearly down as you start to approach where you believe Morger's Mound to be, based on the description Ashlyn gave you in the map of the geography.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you over, and I'm going to take the whole group over to what you see. Okay?
Okay.
I thought I brought it over here. Here it is. As you are coming over one of the hills, it kind of opens up a little bit into this space, and it should be opening up a little bit.
Whack.
Are you able to see
Yeah.
this?
Just black.
Just black. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can work my Dungeon Master magic. or not.
Tokens on each side.
Let me just take off this and go, okay. Does that make a difference?
Okay. Yep.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you're going, you see elevated parts of land with these large bones sticking out of the back of it. And as you're going approaching from above, it looks like a large creature. It looks kind of like maybe the shape of a dragon or a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Guys.
Okay. And it has all these like ruined cairns kind of all around, like these, stacks of rubble and bones and things that are just all around. And you also see there are spots where it looks like people have dug into the side of this mound and opened areas up and pulled rocks and piles of dirt. And you can see like broken shovels and broken pickaxes and things like just laying like in different spots around this mound.
Okay. Do I see any movement or barbarians?
Make a perception check for me. And I'm going to give you advantage on this check.
How long has Callista been gone?
Only a few minutes.
Yeah.
And Callista, you don't see any movement. You just feel the faint breeze. It's rather quiet.
Is there any huts?
As you're kind of flying around, trying to look on the outskirts, you don't see any huts. You see an occasional small tree, but a lot of this is just like slow sloping hillsides and large, areas of thick grass. It's rather open. You see light foliage sometimes, but most of this area is open.
Do those excavation points look like tunnels? Like
they look like they tunnel in a bit, but from what you gather, it just looks like they've tunneled in a little bit and kind of stop. I mean, you can see that there are several areas around the whole mound that have been dug into or broken apart.
Is there any like forests on the outskirts of this ruin?
Just light foliage, nothing really intense. I mean, you'd have to go a fair number of miles to the west to run into the next forest, the thick forest.
Okay.
But it's a good bit distance away from here.
Okay.
How tall are the cairns?
Probably anywhere from, I would say, probably 4 to 6 feet.
Okay. Perfect gnome hiding height.
Oh. Are you insinuating you would bury a gnome alive?
What? No, to hide behind.
Unfortunately, Ashlyn, a lot of them are kind of crumpled over. Like the tallest ones are like 4 to 6. A lot of them are kind of crumpled. I mean, most of them are ruined. Some of them look like they've been toppled over on purpose, pushed over, perhaps.
That's not nice.
How big are these bone spikes sticking out?
If you scroll down to the bottom, you can see like a side view, and they're pretty tall.
Okay.
They stick out the back, kind of like just like a long.
Wow, 50 feet tall.
Wow.
Assuming these measurements are accurate, holy hell, this thing's massive.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh yeah, each square is 50 feet, I guess. Yeah, so it's a massive mound.
That's a big dinosaur.
It's a 600-foot whatever it is.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's 200 feet tall.
Probably a lot of treasure in there.
Or a lot of, solidified meat.
You. Roast.
But we don't know any of this until Callista gets back.
Yep.
Yeah.
2, 4.
How high up am I right now for this view?
Really as high up as you want to be. I was kind of assuming you were swooping down kind of low to take a look at it. But
yeah.
Especially since you're invisible.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, it's totally up to you right now.
Can I get a little bit lower to like one of these entrances?
Absolutely.
To see if I can see like what type of material it is, like if it's gems or if it looks like they're burying something there, or if there's movement or people inside of these excavation points.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to throw out a big, huge shout out once again to 20 Sides to Every Story for hosting us on their channel. And to all their viewers who are joining us tonight, thank you guys. We appreciate it. As you're approaching one of these entrances, you can see that it doesn't go in very far, Callista. It's almost like somebody was digging for a while, found what they were looking for, grabbed it, took off.
Okay. I don't see anything like shiny or non-natural.
Not at this point. As you're checking a couple of them, it's kind of looks like almost empty excavation points.
Okay. I'm gonna circle around one more time just to see if I see movement on the outside of this place, like see if they're coming back.
Okay. You can go ahead and make one more perception check for me.
Okay. Straight roll, right?
Yeah, this will be a straight roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're pretty sure that you've checked everywhere. You don't see any movement whatsoever. The only movement you catch is the grass kind of blowing in the gentle wind.
Okay. Then I'm going to go back and let them know exactly everything that I've seen.
Okay. So you guys hear the flapping of wings approaching. Moby, was there something that you wanted to do while Callista was gone?
Oh no, if she was gone for an extended period of time, I would have done my locate object, but she's coming back.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Are you coming out of invisibility, Callista?
Yeah. Once I land.
You watch as the Griffin and Callista appear before your eyes, and then she has returned to you. Yeah.
Well, there's absolutely no movement. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I'll tell them about like the dragon thing I saw and how big they are, the excavation points, and how there's literally nothing.
You didn't see any dead bodies in there? Nothing?
Nothing. Anything unnatural, I couldn't find anything. It was eerily still.
If we go there tomorrow stealthily, maybe we'll find something and avoid stuff?
Well, we all have some manner of sight.
Well, my concern is if there's nothing there now and we wanted to do a distraction, if they come up on us while we're already there, it's not much of a distraction to be had.
This is true.
I just want to know if big fella over there is going to run through. What's to stop that from leading all the barbarians back to us when he catches up with us again? Assuming they're so caught up on this big axe of his.
He runs faster than them, probably.
Oh,
Maybe.
we don't know that.
I run pretty fast. Not gonna lie.
He took on multiple giants on his own. I'm sure a few barbarians would be no issue for him.
Well, I don't know. It seems like he doesn't want to go in.
Well, and neither do you, Moby. Perhaps we could send you up in the air circling overhead on a griffin and have
no.
a couple of us.
No. I can't handle a griffin. I've never flown one before.
Deshara kind of looks at you, Moby, and just thinks, you really need to learn.
Well, we could always... Callista, do you think you could talk, perhaps, Diana into merely circling overhead?
No.
And, well, if
Uncle Moby.
Fine. Then you do it, Ashlyn.
Okay.
Wait. Go back. Why do you want Diana to circle ahead?
No, I'm thinking if we have one person overhead, what?
Mm.
The rest of us can go in this evening where it appears empty.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out for an hour or two. We have Overwatch Ashlyn above us, watching for people coming. We take a little time, see what we find, make our way out none the wiser. If people are coming, Ashlyn gives a warning. Perhaps at that point we have Harshnag stand up, bellow, and run. We make our escape.
Oh, I thought you were using Diana's bait. I'll go in.
Did these things seem like they'd been tunneled out at all? Or were
A
they just...
little bit, but not very far at all. It looks like whatever they found in there, they just stopped once they found it.
Oh, so everything's embedded in rock. And
That's
ground.
right, we can get through rock easy enough.
Do we have a chisel?
I don't.
We have multiple members of us with magical abilities.
Oh.
And we have Moby's little fuzzy pink friend with the hard head that was ramming it into giant shins the other day.
Oh no. No. I'm not gonna... No. I'm not a digger. I don't dig. Have you seen my muscles?
You don't look. You
I don't have any.
What do you do, Moby? You
No,
are certainly whiny since you came back.
Oh my goodness.
That's because I spent 12 good years without you, and now I'm back, and now I gotta put up with you again.
I swear, when I find out what sort of cut-rate education they gave you.
Didn't you pay for my education?
Dear word, I hope not. Not I need a refund.
Oh.
Even Lachlan can tell time better than you can.
I can speak 3 languages. I am multilingual. I think that counts as a pretty good education.
You can speak 3, I can speak 5.
Yeah, well, you got like 200 years on me, old man. If I had an extra 200 years, I'd get a 5 in.
But that is beside the point. We are not solving anything with you being argumentative.
I'm not being argumentative.
It's
I'm just saying.
It's kind of like I'm driving my car and having 3 kids in the back seat. it's,
That's how Callista feels every single day. Every day, fam.
I sent a telepathic message to the Raven to go and peck Molphin in the side of the head.
Oh my god.
The Raven dive bombs. Go ahead and make an attack roll with your Raven.
I don't want to hurt him, just a gentle peck.
Yeah. Yeah, see if it hits. Or see if Molphin can dodge out of the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Molphin sees it coming. And he backs up and the bird just goes right by in front of his face.
Any chance I can try to grab the bird?
Go ahead and make an athletics check. Yes, you grab the bird. A couple black feathers go flying out. And he's like squawking, and Moby, you can hear, you hear in your head, oh, I almost got him. Now what's he doing with me? You just hear a bunch of squawks, Molphin.
I mean, you did it. Don't look at me.
You told me
Lachlan,
to.
are you feeling particularly hungry, Lachlan?
Uncle Molphin.
Okay. Nom, settle down.
These guys are completely crazy.
Molphin, release this
Would you
bird.
tell him to let me go?
They are crazy.
Tell him to let me
Come
go.
on the shoulder. Molphin, I'll have my elephant trample you. Come on, let him go.
Well, fine. Drop him, like, almost tossed towards the ground. Not enough to hit the ground, but so it...
Yeah, he starts
sort of
heading towards the
panic
ground and
away.
then flutters really quickly back up into the air and lands back on Moby's shoulder.
Ah, just like
Got
good
me
old
a
times.
To wash my hands now, disgusting little beast.
He squawks lightly in your ear, Moby. It's like, next time I'm going to make sure I get him.
I know you will.
Alyssa, were they like this before I?
What was that?
Were they like this before I came?
Every day, Ashlyn. Every day.
Okay.
Things were peaceful when
Okay.
Moby wasn't around. But anyway,
Are you done?
probably not, but please
Stick my tongue out, Malcolm.
Here's my suggestion.
It's been everybody watching. It's been 2 weeks since we played Storm King's Thunder. So, if you're wondering why it's taken us so long to get through anything tonight, that's why. It's been 2 weeks.
Here's my suggestion. We all go in. We all stealth in. I want Harshnag to go on the opposite side of where we enter. We fly in. I pass without a trace, stealth us in. Harshnag is out in the open, so if on the off chance that they're hiding and they see him, he's the distraction. We land on the mound. Diana stays above. We do this quickly and get the heck out.
Okay.
agreed. It sounds like a most excellent plan.
You doing this under the cover of night, Callista, or are you waiting until the morning?
No, I think we should do it at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loot the dead.
Well, my concern is if they're not there, and I don't see any huts, I don't see any excavation points that lead into tunnels. I don't know where they are. If they're still out hunting and they're on their way back, that's my thought. Unless you guys have a better idea, I'm open to such suggestions.
Well, then we can hide and see where their secret entrance.
Well, that's a fair point, Lachlan. Do we want to stealth on the outskirts and wait to see where movement is? Or do we want to do this quickly and get it done and over with?
I feel it may be best to get it done and over with. If you did not see an entrance, it may just be that this is an excavation, that this is somewhere that they were digging and that is it.
Or it's somewhere they come back to every day and continue digging.
Oh, we do not know.
Right.
We can check this evening and see what we can find and do it short and quick and hopefully be out of here before anyone's the wiser.
That's my hope, is the faster we get this done, the better. And the faster we get out of this area, the better.
Just a quick question. These little tunneling points you said.
Right, yeah.
Do they seem fresh? Was there any plant life growing over them? Or were they recently dug out?
They looked pretty recent, right?
There was a variety. Like some looked recent.
Like some looked
old.
recent, some didn't.
Yes.
Some were older, some looked more fresh than others.
Interesting. And there was no efforts to, I don't know, cover them up?
None. They're just there.
I'd assume if it was so sacred to them, they would be there, tending to it and making sure it was pristine. So maybe they don't go around there too often.
Can I do like a history check, or can Diana do a religion check on like this type of thing?
Anybody
like on burial grounds and
anybody who's proficient in religion could probably make a check.
Can Diana do it?
I think Molfin might be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hearing what Moby just kind of described, Molfin, you kind of have the hint of the same idea. That if this was something sacred, if it was a mound that was being tended to, then some of this stuff might have been already repaired. Especially if it's kind of like a burial ground or something that people would come visit to as a place of worship or something like that. So you're kind of thinking it may even be an abandoned mound.
Moby may have a point. If it's as sacred as Harshnag makes it sound, it would be properly cared for. If it is in this state of disrepair as you describe...
Yeah, lots of things are turned over. They just left them.
Likewise, it may be something drove them away, but the only way we'll know is if we get in and get our hands dirty, so to speak.
before we get in there, just let me give me a few minutes, few moments, and I can sense for any undead in the area.
Sure. You can do that from above, right?
Yeah, but it's only in a 60 feet radius, I
Well,
think.
if we're 60 feet above and fly over.
And Callista described a spot that is hundreds of feet long.
Yeah, I just mean around the excavation point before we go in any deeper.
Oh, well,
our
yes, that
median
is.
area.
Well, we have to get over to the excavation site.
How long does that last, Moby?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it. It's something that Raven Queen kind of helps me understand.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, the deity of death.
You know, for someone so proficient in religion, you need to like brush up, like do some reading. You know.
I have no respect for some half-wit of a woman who kidnaps someone.
Okay. Thought I told you gnomes to settle down.
Callista's putting on her mom
Yes,
voice. It's awesome.
Wolfen looks at the ground
Jumping
sheepishly.
around.
Yes, Callista.
You know, I don't really know that much about.
She's
the
like
Raven
rubbing her
Queen either.
temples, like.
The sooner we move, the sooner Moby will be quiet.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't believe you.
So, Callista, you're doing pass without a
Yeah.
trace on the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys are approaching just without the griffins. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I was gonna fly the griffins over.
Okay. You guys are flying them over, and
Yeah.
you were telling Harshnag to go around to the other side.
Right, from the side that we're approaching, and then he goes on the opposite side.
And
So if,
Diana's just going
like-
to circle the top.
Yeah, she's
We
still in
are-
best out of trace until I go down.
Okay.
You think it's a good idea to be bringing Harshnag along? Like, he's so big, and I mean, it's only gonna potentially alert things of our presence.
Well, we want him out in the open, so if they see his axe, they'll go after him, not us.
Fair call. Fair call.
He's the distraction. We
wasn't
are the
planning
ones
on any
getting the
combat.
artifact.
I just thought
Well,
this,
hope
this is like an in and out job, you know, just
he's our backup. If they're hiding somewhere that I couldn't see, he's the backup.
pretty big
Hopefully,
backup.
we don't need to use that. He doesn't need to come in to the city or to the mound until we need him. He just needs to be on the other side, on the outskirts.
Just any places he could, you know, use as cover. Or
We
is he
want
just
him
really.
visible, so an attractant and not. If he hides, it's no different than us going in alone.
I mean, there's no need to draw them in necessarily. If you said no one's there, I mean, from what we understand so far, it doesn't look like people come by very often.
But we are still unsure. But either way, it seems best to get to move on it. Do you not agree, Callista?
Let's go.
All right. Do you want Dashara to go with you, or what do you guys want Dashara to do?
That's up to her. If she feels comfortable coming with us, I'd appreciate it. But if she wants to stay behind, and
She says, well, why don't I'll head with you, but I'll stay in the air with Diana.
good.
Keep a lookout from above.
Sounds good.
Yeah, two eyes are better than one.
And Dashar, if for some reason there are problems, but make sure to have the griffins grab us and take flight. I know you have better control of them than we.
Oh, most definitely. I can make sure that happens. Right. So Callista casting Pass Without a Trace. So that gives everybody a +10 to their stealth rolls.
Yes.
So go ahead, everybody make a stealth check with your +10 bonus, and that will be our stealth check for this part.
I'm gonna take my nat 20.
All right. So what does that make your
40
stealth?
That's a good question.
30?
No, it's even higher because he's got.
Oh,
the
it's
bonus
probably
for
40.
Yeah, +10, so it's 40.
I'll do that too, and I'll be at 30.
Now, do you, Callista, when you were explaining this to Harshnag, did you want him to sneak, or do you want him to be kind of visible?
He can try not to be loud.
Try not to be
He
loud.
can't hide anywhere. Like, don't hide, but don't be loud.
Okay.
Ooh, only be loud when we need you.
Harshnag's gonna use the DM's nat 20 on his stealth check.
Sweet.
So Harshnag's is about as quiet as Harshnag can ever be.
Nice.
For an enormous 22-foot frost giant with plate armor and a white dragon skull.
This is too amusing. So we have Molfin at a 30, Callista at a 19, Moby at a 34. What were you at? You were at a 40, Lachlan?
Yeah,
Yep.
40.
Ashley, what were you?
38.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm the lowest.
The lowest stealth check is a freaking 19.
When we approach, I'm gonna send the Raven down to do just like a tiny weensy bit of scouting, just in the surrounding areas. It's gonna look through his eyes.
Yeah, as you're
To make
looking,
sure.
basically you're seeing the same thing that Callista described to you. Through the Raven's eyes, as the Raven kind of gets closer, you see these excavation points all throughout with broken tools around. These stone piles of these cairns around this area. These enormous bone-like spikes that stick out of the back of this thing. That's pretty much everything.
Which entrance were we gonna go in?
The butt.
What?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yes, folks. We went there.
We didn't. Moby took us there, whether we wanted to go there or not.
Hey,
I like how you pinged it.
Hey, Kaplan22. It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream, Kaplan.
Molfin is following Callista over to wherever she's
How
leading.
fresh was the one on top?
That
That one, yeah.
one there.
Yeah.
So. I mean, not extremely fresh, but not as not as broken down or covered in as some of the other ones.
Are we landing?
Yeah. We're just debating where we want to land. I'm just wondering, like,
Probably
out
land on
loud. I will ask, where do we think an artifact would be on this mound? What's our best guess here?
Let's try the top first.
Do you have any digging tools?
Well, there's this spot down at the bottom, Callista. Well, it appears to be sort of the southern side, that little indent. You see what I'm referencing here, where nothing has been dug out. We may want to land and see what that... It seems you can see the very sort of reptilian image behind it, but that one spot is odd.
Okay. I mean...
Maybe worth checking out. We have a couple of mounds within walking distance.
And what are these piles, by the way?
Those are just like piled up rocks. It looks like little altars that were set up all around it. The green spots are just kind of like mossy areas that have grown on the rocks. And some of them have been toppled over or due to weather and just age have been knocked over and just piles of stones now. Some of them are, like Ashlyn was asking, some of them even stand 4 to 6 foot high, like as if they were piled up like a big, just like stone pillar.
Okay.
Does
when we
it
land,
look like there's bodies underneath them? Like is it stone cairns built?
No.
What are you doing there,
I'm
Moby,
just
with
gonna
Divine
do
Sense?
just a quick divine sense, just searching for any undead that may be in the area.
Gonna light up like a Christmas tree.
Within 6.
Like just before we land.
So you're just kind of like, you're just kind of like cruising around, just doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You.
I'm assuming Moby's on mine, so I would have taken him lower enough.
You do
Like a
feel. You do feel a sense of undead within the mound.
No.
Oh, I'm getting something. Yep. Yep. Sounds like Ariana Grande music coming
What?
from in the. No, undead. It's definitely undead. I hear it.
Where?
In the mound, just
Where in the
that
mound?
direction.
So you should go.
Where's the most concentrated if I were to fly him like I'm pinging?
All right, I know the exact location apparently.
You do know the exact location? Okay,
Yeah.
you were getting like
location.
a sense that in the limbs of this creature.
You're in the limbs, you know, those appendages.
So if we were to
phalanges.
land in between them, that's kind of risky.
With the head. That seems safe.
Is it,
Non-limmy.
Michael, is that all limbs, or is it the bottom 2 limbs that have been tunneled into?
All 4 limbs.
Okay.
Let's go with the tail.
Why, it's merely some undead. We have Moby, the person who deals with undead.
When I flew over this area, was there anything of particular notice?
Not really.
Okay.
Ooh, and I can sense any place or object that has been desecrated.
Well,
What the hell
Or
is
consecrated.
you don't really need to sense
Oh,
it to see that,
consecrated, yes.
this place has definitely been desecrated several times, as it appears that people have used this as a basically free plunder. That's the sense that you
Some
get.
frat boys coming in, drinking beers.
Give you a
Yeah.
sense that
Yep.
the artifact might not even be here anymore.
It could have been one person. They start digging, they find something. They're like, "Oh, let's come back here tomorrow." They come back and dig again, maybe find something else, or maybe another group gets wind of it and then comes. And you've kind of got that sense that this place has been desecrated several times.
All right, so just be wary. Whatever we're planning to do.
Well, let's land on the head.
Okay. You guys are setting down on the top part of the mound of the
Yeah.
head? Okay.
Yeah. Right there? Okay.
Yeah, you guys settle down very quietly on top of the top of the head of this creature. And you're standing on kind of a grass-covered mound area that's at the top. It's a little raised compared to the neck area. And your griffins are just kind of just being super quiet as they land. And their wings just fold up along the side. And you guys kind of hop off the saddles.
I'm
Muffin's
keeping
gonna-
passive without a trace up. I'm keeping the spell up for as long as possible.
Sure.
Muffin's going to walk to that northern sort of excavation site and just sort of look down. Does this thing look fresh, or is this...
Go ahead and make an investigation check, Muffin.
Ooh, I'm not bad at those.
While he's
Can I
doing that, I'm
do-
jiggling one of the bones.
I was just gonna say, can I investigate the bones that
Sure.
that were on top?
Sure, go ahead. You guys can roll investigation checks as well.
Sure.
Muffin, this one looks probably relatively old. And there's a lot of like broken tools and stuff like laying around the rubble that's around it. But it doesn't go in any farther than where it's kind of dug into the map. It just kind of stops.
No bones or anything, just broken tools.
Just broken tools, yeah. Callista and Moby, everybody kind of inspecting the bones. It just looks like when this was originally constructed, these bones were put in here, and they could be some type of reptilian bones. Could be even the ribs of a dragon. Perhaps even, well, you guys really wouldn't know. You guys would probably only know dragon, but it looks like, some very large creature bones that have just been stuck into this mound to stick up, and probably a good bit of them are still kind of stuck down into the mound. They've been here for, like, Lachlan, you're trying to jiggle it, but you can't. There's just so much pressure pushing against the other part of the bone that it will not move.
So do these barbarians worship giant reptiles?
Perhaps they're cultists and not quite so much barbarian.
Moby and Muffin, make a religion check, please.
Mm.
Nice.
Wow.
as you're both kind of starting to think about this and ponder their worship habits, Mulfin, especially Moby, you've even heard of stories of this. Certain barbarian tribes kind of each have a certain totem. This, you guys think, might be something called, they might worship something called a thunder beast, which is an ancient reptilian creature that has the ability to manipulate the thunder and also bring some heavy impacts by controlling weather and things of that nature.
As in thunder and lightning?
Perhaps.
Uh-oh.
Most interesting.
Spooky.
Oh, are you thinking what I'm thinking, perhaps? This Thunder Beast.
Mm-hmm. I remember, I think it was you who told me the story, actually.
Well, this may give us an opportunity should certain individuals arrive, given some of the arcane skills I've managed to obtain.
Mulfin, speaking of arcane, you don't happen to have the detect magic spell, do you?
Oh, but of course.
Why don't we use that?
Most
I have it, but if
intuitively,
I'd use it, I'd drop our stealth, so I was hoping you could do it.
yes, bear with me well, do we think time is on our side? I can do it quickly, or...
I say we get on the griffins, you detect magic as we fly over this place.
Then I shall hop on with you.
Okay, let's go. Well, I need everybody to follow me if we want to stay stealthy.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, so you're going to cast Detect Magic?
Yep, and I'm going to burn the spell slot for it. Oh, wait, I can't because I don't have it prepared, so it's going to be ritual, so it takes me a couple of minutes to get it prepped. But
So it's within 30 feet of you. You do capture a sense of magic energy sprouting from that area that you pointed out earlier. Kind of
good
in the
job,
center of the rib
Uncle
areas. Now, that's not to mention, like, this mound is enormous. So only 30 feet from you is only going to get so far down within this creature. So as you're kind of as in this mound itself. So as you're kind of going across the top, you may not get the sense of anything else that could be in there. I mean, it's enormous. So
yeah.
But if we fly over like the entirety of it,
yeah.
it's only this section that's really...
Yeah, you're only getting like the outside
edge.
Edge.
Penetrate so deep.
Yeah, it can only penetrate so deep within the mound.
Okay.
This thing's like 100 feet tall.
Yeah, it's enormous.
But at the same point...
And it takes you like the full 10 minutes to kind of just do this flyover of this whole area. Like, it's enormous.
That spot that I pointed out to you, there is definitely something magical there, and it is near the surface.
Let's go in there.
I can only reach with a certain distance if...
Then that's where we go.
Sounds good. Let's go.
But let us land back a little ways, given Moby said he's uncomfortable with these limbs feeling an undead presence.
How about we land over here?
Okay.
Perfect, my thought exactly.
All right. So you guys all, are you guys all moving over to that point?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys all kind of fly over the Griffins, land comfortably over there next to these two cairns. And
these are burial things on either side of us?
Oh no.
Well, they're kind of like maybe shrines. You're not 100% sure.
Fair enough.
They could be just kind of like altars when people came to pay homage or to worship. They could have just used this as an opportunity to worship the Thunder Beast.
So how do we plan to dig in there?
That's what I said.
I saw some old shovels and tools on the ground when I was looking through the eyes of my raven. Perhaps we could use those?
Remember that time I said who had a chisel? now everyone's like, "Oh, Ashlyn, how do we get in there?" And I'm like, "Remember that time we needed a chisel?" And
Yeah,
no one
but
said, "Hey, we need a chisel," because Ashlyn said so. No, everyone ignored Ashlyn.
This is probably true. Ashlyn, why don't you help Moby find those implements he was speaking of?
Okay.
Come on, fake cousin.
What do you mean, fake cousin?
As you guys are headed around, you do find a couple tools that were left behind, a couple shovels and a couple pickaxes that you think you might be able to use. One of the pickaxes has like a loose top on it, so it may not last the whole entire time. A lot of these tools around here are broken, so some of them might not be of use to you. But you do find a couple that you think you guys could use.
Okay.
The minute Moby walks away, Molfin starts looking at those two cairns next to us. Do I see a body?
No, you see no body. Just see stones.
Well, we would have detected undead if there was, right?
Yes, he would have probably detected the
Undead.
undead source.
I was not seeking undead, my dear.
Graham,
I was
should we
seeking-
dig a little bit.
I was seeking a way to give us
Undead.
undead to dig.
Servants.
Well, actually, now that you mention that, Lachlan, that is a beautiful idea.
Uh-oh. I know what's coming.
Molfin's going to sit down, and while they're off wandering, take a few minutes to summon his unseen servant.
So you're using it as the 10-minute ritual?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys see Molfin starting to cast his familiar incantations that you guys have heard before, and you all kind of have come to conclusion of you guys have seen it before. You guys know what he's doing. What are the rest of you gonna do?
I'm making sure that I'm staying close to anybody for the stealth.
Okay.
Doing some light calisthenics to get ready for digging, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start digging once I get back.
Okay.
I'm gonna test out one of the instruments we picked up. Just jam it into the side of the wall. See if it works.
It's pretty solid. It does work, but this mound it's been here for a long time. This it's not exactly like carving into rock, but it's pretty close. So the question for you, Ashlyn and Moby, is how long would you like to use these tools?
Couldn't we go on the other side and just walk the 125 feet?
What's that?
Couldn't we just go in the other side and walk the 125 feet?
That's not an opening. It's just like a indent.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to come from this
Yeah,
side.
you guys are basically standing right here with your tools, just like jamming these tools into the side where Molfin.
Oh, this
basically told
isn't
you.
like hollow inside?
No, it's solid.
Oh.
I want to see if I can get a few little,
I'll start.
chunks out. Just to, I haven't brought the tools back yet. I've just picked it up and seen if it's working. Just see if I can get a few chunks out.
Yeah, you can get some chunks out, but you can see it's gonna take. It's not gonna be that quick job that you guys originally planned. It's not gonna be one of those.
Yeah, could I?
Can you turn into a badger? A giant badger? And start digging?
Like a mole.
I could,
mole
but we
might work.
lose stealth. I could, but we lose stealth.
Oh.
Wild shape? You can maintain concentration.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Okay,
As long
yeah.
as you don't take damage.
Yeah.
mechanically speaking.
Hang on. I'm gonna find my list of animals.
Oh my god.
All right, got the tools, and I just drop a bunch of stuff on the ground.
Drops them all down there, just like.
I take a pickaxe and I'll start
All right,
digging.
Ashlyn
As
starts
soon
picking.
as
She's
the,
starting to chunk some of this side of this mound out.
And as soon as the unseen servant's there, I tell him to pick up and go join.
And all of a sudden, this shovel just starts floating next to you, Ashlyn. And just starts jamming in and just shoveling some of this stuff out. And just goes flying over the back of this just invisible thing. It's just a floating shovel just starts digging with you.
I don't know if I'm used to the shot, so
No, probably not.
okay, in that case, I throw up my axe pick and I run away and hide behind a cairn.
All right. So now there's just a floating shovel just digging into the side. Just taking little bits at a time and just kind of throwing it out from the side.
None of the rest of you are scared of that ghost right there?
Oh, no, my dear, that's not a ghost.
Okay, I think
But
I'm
we're
gonna
at
do giant
No,
badger. I think that's the one.
It's haunted?
No, that is my unseen servant.
It's a ghost?
No, it's an invisible servant.
Is it friendly?
Yes, it doesn't really say much, but it does what I ask it to.
Is it gonna hit me with the shovel?
No, it isn't much for the fighting. It's
I'm gonna do
Going
a
to
giant badger.
All right. 323.
feel free
Molten.
to go up and join it. Yes,
It's a
Moby.
burrow speed of 10 feet per round.
Excellent.
Nice.
Nice. Good job.
Can't you cast that dome thing like into a portion of the stone? And wouldn't that block out sound from when we're chiseling and possibly
I still have the stealth
Or-
up.
Okay.
It's-
As this
Dig without a trace.
As the shovel is continuing to dig, all of a sudden this giant badger goes charging into the side of the mound and just starts burrowing into the side. It'll take you, roughly about 15 to 20 seconds as you're kind of
Great.
just burrowing. You guys just see all this dirt and stone just go flying as this giant badger
Well, I mean,
disappears into the side.
She's got this.
Seeing that
Take a seat.
Molfin's going to start casting actually unseen servant. Oh yeah, no, you said it took the whole 10. So Molfin's going to start casting detect magic as a ritual again,
Okay.
and as soon as it's casted, going to charge up behind Callista to start sort of like following the sense and pointing directions to her.
Okay, so detect magic as a ritual, that's what you wanted to do? Or
It's not a prepared spell, so I have to cast it as a ritual.
gotcha. Okay,
Oh wait, or do I have? Why do I think for some reason I have access to cast that without hand? I thought there was something I did that gave me access to that without. I can't remember now. So we'll say it's a ritual because I can't remember what I'm talking about.
all right. Callista, roll a
Yep.
D100 for me, please.
Oh
Uh-oh.
god. Okay.
Super exciting.
You dug up a grenade launcher.
That's how many undead show up.
Oh,
No.
That'd be terrible.
I hope not, because Molfin's been casting spells. He's the only one they're going to see. I didn't think of that.
no, they can't see you. You're still in Paths Without a Trace. Because I'm the one concentrating on it.
Right, but the minute I cast a spell, I
Oh, you break your eyes. You can just
Um,
reroll stealth.
Callista, after you, about 15 seconds in, you hear something kind of, as you're burrowing out this area, you hear something start to kind of ting, 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 ting down the stone a little bit.
Okay.
And you look down, and there's a small sphere of thick glass, smooth, thick glass, lying down by your feet as you stop burrowing.
Can I pick it up with my mouth?
Sure. Yep, you pick it up
And
in your
drag it
giant
out?
badge mouth, and you drag it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And drop it at Molfin's feet.
And you drop this glass sphere right down at Melfin's feet. It just goes thud right down on the ground.
Ooh. What's that?
Molfin will let you know once he finishes casting his spell, and
Yeah, it's gonna take him another 9 minutes because it took you no time at all, Callista, to find it. Find that ping that he was getting.
Can I do another 15 seconds of digging just to see if I can come up with anything else?
Sure. Yeah, you go back in. You start digging through as a badger. When you feel like you kind of reach the center of the mound, nothing seems to spark any
Okay.
interest. Would you like to turn, kind of go up through the neck, or would you like to turn and go down through the tail?
Yeah, I'll go towards the head.
Okay. So you continue to dig.
I want to purposely avoid the legs.
Okay, gotcha. So you're going through the neck. About 15 seconds passes. Nothing else kind of appears at this point.
Okay. I'll go through the tail.
Okay, you only went a little bit up the neck.
Oh, okay. Then I'll keep going up the head.
If you want to keep going, you can. You told me you only wanted to do about 15 seconds, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep digging around until his ritual's done.
Okay. You dig up the neck a little bit farther, and you continue to dig. And you're kind of spending a lot of time in here, kind of digging, burrowing up these tunnels. You're just getting a lot of rock, just things. Sometimes you come to like a soft spot that looks like there's like an opening of where possibly something might have been in the past, but it's no longer there. And you continue to kind of like dig through. Molfin, when your ritual finishes, you know this item to be a magical item called a drift globe. It's a small sphere only weighing about a pound. If you are within 60 feet of it and you speak the command word and cause it to emanate the light or daylight spell, once used, the daylight effect can't be used again until the next dawn. You can speak another command word as an action to make the illuminated globe rise into the air and float no more than 5 feet off the ground. The globe hovers in this way until you or another creature grasps it. If you move more than 60 feet from the hovering globe, it follows you until it is within 60 feet of you. It takes the shortest route to do so. If prevented from moving, the globe sinks gently to the ground and becomes inactive, and its light winks out.
Is that the relic?
I'm not quite sure. This is Callista.
I would have gone down the tail if I just kept getting rock. I would have gone down the tail to see.
How big is this globe?
It is fits in the palm of your hand.
Molfin's going to pick it up. Molfin's
going to pick it up. Of a raven.
What was that? Moby?
Would it fit in the beak of a raven?
No.
To fly it over to Harshnag?
It's kind of like a softball.
Okay, all right.
Molfin's going to pick it up and sort of just stick it in a pocket in his pouch and take off on a Molfin-esque jog into the tunnel that Callista has been carving out, and just start walking through the tunnels.
I'll go with him.
Any other sense of magical items.
Okay.
I'll go with him behind him.
Callista, as you are ahead, go ahead and roll another D100 for me.
I'll wait out the front.
As you are digging, you come to one of those open spots again. And as you get to the edge of one of the open spots, you can see that there's a looks like a small like leather pouch that someone buried here probably, I don't know, it could have been long ago. And the pouch kind of stays suspended right there on the edge where you stop digging.
Can I drag it out?
Absolutely. Yep, you drag it out, and Molfin is right behind you. So as you're backing up, you bump into Molfin.
I'm just gonna keep wiggling my butt backwards and keep up and out.
Because like you're taking up the whole tunnel, so he can't get around you. So you're just like backing up, and you're just. Eventually, you guys get to a point where you'd.
If he doesn't move fast enough, I fart.
I run.
You guys play that game. You guys eventually get to a spot where you've kind of carved out a little alcove in the side, and you're able to kind of drop the pouch near Molfin again.
Is this glowing in front of me as well?
It is.
Yeah. And is this so? This was me following her down the tail end, I'm assuming, at this point.
Oh, the neck.
Oh, okay, so she's still going up the neck then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna turn around and go. I was gonna go to the tail when I found it, and then you were behind me, so I haven't gotten to the tail yet.
Yeah, you haven't gotten the whole way to the head yet when you're digging.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Molfen will take the pouch from her and sit down and cast Identify as a ritual.
Okay. Would you like to do anything, Callista, while he is doing his ritual?
How far up the neck did I get?
You're almost around that bend, almost towards the head. A little bit more digging will take you to the head.
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay.
I'll just go to the head.
All right. As you're continuing to dig, you are kind of burrowing with your claws and also with your giant badger-like teeth as you're going through. And all of a sudden, your teeth just kind of jam onto something super hard. Like it's kind of like you're chewing on something soft, and then all of a sudden, it's just the pain of that hardness of that texture that you feel whenever you bite into it. And as you step back and drop the item to the ground, you see that there is what looks to be a gold tooth, a rather large gold tooth, lying on the ground in front of you.
And I'm gonna try and bring it back.
Okay. You back up and you see that Molfen is just finishing his Identify. And inside the pouch, Molfen, there is what you kind of recognize. It's a potion bottle that has an orange liquid that flickers and smoke fills the top of the container. This is actually a potion of fire breath that can be used to, obviously, breathe fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the tooth out the entrance that I started in.
All right. Molfen, are you coming out of the caves as well?
How far up the head did she go from where I am?
She went all the way to the head.
If she already cleared through the head, then Molfen will follow back out.
Okay. So as you follow out, Callista, you kind of come out with the tooth in your mouth. And Lachlan and Moby and Ashlyn are all kind of standing out there. You see the shovel is still just kind of digging in one spot. Or did the unseen servant go away whenever you were casting those other spells?
No, because none of the others doesn't require concentration.
Yeah, so the shovel is still digging in that same spot that you told it to dig before.
It'll just be doing that for an hour.
Okay, yeah. He's got a little dent put in the side.
I want to use minor illusion to make it look like I've actually made some good progress digging. Like, well,
all right. Lachlan has this illusion of a dugout spot that he's just casting when you guys come out.
Whew, hey guys.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna nudge the tooth towards Ashlyn.
Is it human or is it like dragon?
It looks human, but it's bigger. Like the size. It's like the size of your head.
That's probably the relic. Good badger, Callista.
As Molfen finds his way out, what makes you think that oversized tooth is a relic?
Well, he said it was a giant relic, so this would be a giant tooth.
Perhaps it's Gert's tooth.
Oh, you people and your Gert.
No, it would be the guy who noun this is.
Yes, he said it was called Merger or something like that.
Morger.
One would assume that is the giant lizard that we have been crawling around in.
Oh.
At the point where Molfen says giant lizard,
Oh God.
you feel the ground around you start to shake.
Trigger word.
And
Trigger word?
bursting out of the limbs of the mound, you see these large skeletal reptile beasts that just blast out of the sides of this thing. They look like, if you can imagine, a gruesome mixture of several dinosaurs together. These animated skeleton bones just come crushing down beside the group as they jam into the ground beside you, Lachlan and Moby. And you look up as this head just kind of sprouts out. And it looks like it's trying to leave out this awful screeching noise, but it's just bones. And it can't make a noise. And its teeth start to rattle back and forth as it opens its mouth down towards you. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Great. This is fine.
Let me show you, just to give you an idea.
Are they going to have an attack of opportunity against us?
They are going to have a surprise round against you when we get back next time. I'm going to try to show you. These look like a mixture of several different dinosaurs. And I'm going to...
Petty?
I'm going to show you what the token looks like, but the token doesn't exactly look like what it is. Can you guys see that token I just revealed on the...
It looks like an armadillo.
It looks like an what are they called?
Ankylosaurus?
That's it. Yeah, they got this big shell on the back. But imagine if it had more of a Bronchiosaurus neck on it and an Allosaurus kind of head with sharp teeth. I mean, imagine a mixture of all these dinosaurs together, and that's what you see in front of you. And not only do you see the one that's right beside you, but you also see 3 others that have emerged from the other limbs.
Oh no.
Time to fly.
And that will bring us to next week when we get back together for episode 35 of Storm King's Thunder. Right here at Proficiency Bonus. Yay!
Is Molfin still within the tunnel?
No, you came out. You came out.
You were the one that said it.
Yup, you came out. I heard it. I heard it. I'm going to go ahead and put these guys on the map so I know that they've been revealed. There's the other one. There's one in the back. Let's grab this. I'm going to grab this guy. Now these are not.
Take up 50 feet?
These are not the scale.
Okay, good.
I was gonna say if they're 50 feet big, we're done.
They are huge, but they're not to scale.
Okay.
Because I didn't realize that this map was scaled funny the way it was. I didn't realize 1 square was 50 feet. So it's going to take some work on my part this week to get this map set for a battle sequence. Well, how was that, guys? Did everybody have a good time tonight? Was that fun?
Hey.
Lots of role play involved. My goodness, guys. So I want to make everybody across the board DM's inspiration for next week. And also, Ashlyn, I'm sorry, but you didn't get a chance to use your nat 20. So it's
Yes, I did.
When did you use
Yeah,
it?
her
you used it on your stealth. I'm sorry, I missed that. I apologize. Let's go ahead and take that nat 20 and make it disappear so we can make it reappear next to someone else or you. Yes, a Stumpy, not quite a Tarask. I didn't feel like a TPK would be a good idea right now.
No, why not? I reckon it'd be fun.
Place things on that way.
Molten would just resurrect us all.
It's not resurrection, you're skeletal servants.
Yes, we shall see how the party does against these undead thunder beasts when we return.
At least we'll have a healer.
Yeah.
Hey, just
anyone?
God.
We need some votes for some nat 20s for next week, guys. What do you guys think based on tonight's session?
I think that when Moby did the scroll thing, man, that was.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that was really sad.
That broke my heart.
That was heart wrenching right there.
Yeah.
It
That
kind
gave
of
us a glimpse of Moby.
it kind of makes you actually think that it was 12 years. You know. I don't know.
Yeah.
and nobody saw it.
Yeah.
And as much as he already had it, I want to say Lachlan for that conversation with Molfin and coming clean with the whole thing about Kella.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Molpin for being the interloper between everyone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, him knowing Callista down to a T.
that's true.
If you don't tell Callista, she's just gonna go murder hobo on everybody.
And never mind that if she finds out you knew.
Yeah,
You
then
made it right
it's
afterwards.
yep.
You
You
know
know how Callista
Yep.
feels about lying, Lachlan.
I think I'm gonna leave this up to our viewers this week. I think I'm gonna make this a Twitter poll, and let our viewers chime in, and whoever gets the most votes, whoever's character gets the most votes, will get the D20, nat 20 for next week.
Dun dun.
Because I could literally almost give it to anybody for tonight's session. It was that good.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
We've got Ashlyn with the oh my god, I forgot his name.
Ferguson.
The whole Ferguson deal just cracks me up. I think it's amazing. And Callista and having to take the role of mother for the 3 gnomes has been. I think as a character, it's been good for Callista.
Probably. She doesn't think so.
But yeah, I know she probably doesn't think so, metagamey, but in the game, I think it's a good thing for her. I think it's good. So that's pretty cool.
We bring out a softer side in there.
Yeah, that's it. So next week we will be back live on Friday night with Storm King's Thunder, and I hope my voice is a little bit better. I'm hoping by another week I should be good. The beginning of June is still up in the air. Once I get things sorted out, we're kind of going through a move right now. So once that stuff gets situated, I will figure out. I know June 8th. I think we're planning on doing a one-shot that Friday night. Is that correct, Matthew?
So wait,
Was
June
I'm
8th?
doing
Or
it.
was it June 1st? Oh, JJ's doing June 8th?
June 8th. Yeah, June 8th, JJ's got. And if you can't do June 1st,
Yes.
I have something that is sort of sitting in the wings.
Awesome, great. Yeah, so we will still have a D&D stream those nights. It's just they won't be our Storm King's Thunder episodes. And then once summer kind of kicks in, we'll be back on pretty much every evening, every Friday evening for Storm King's Thunder. Don't forget to tune in on Monday nights with Matthew and Tomb of Annihilation. Sarah also is a part of that group. So
And if you can, make sure to be there. If you've been following along, this Monday is we missed last week, and we have a very sort of high-stakes emotional episode coming this week.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna cry.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be
My
great.
goal is to make at least 2 or 3 of my players cry on Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we
Oh
go.
god.
Here we go. Excellent. Don't forget to catch Christy and Callista on Insight Check at the new time on Saturday nights.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. What time was that again, Christy?
I think it was 9:30 Eastern.
9:30 Eastern. Yeah, 9:30 Eastern. Make sure to check those guys out at Insight Check.
Tomorrow night, new time, same place.
Give them a follow right while you're there. And we are going to also, I think JJ and I have been talking about ways where we can kind of, just kind of boost the stream and the channel a little bit. So we're going to be doing some things here in the near future. Once I actually get some time to settle down after the school year ends. Those of you who don't know, I'm a school teacher. So we're trying to get these last couple weeks done at school. And then I will have some time over the summer to invest and put some time into the channel. And we're working on some things. We got some good ideas. We're going to brainstorm and throw this together and see what we can do. And yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't picked up Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes yet, the special edition came out today. I believe next weekend, I think the 29th is when the regular edition comes out. The standard edition, I believe. Is that correct, Matthew? I think it's next week, right?
I'll be honest, I have no idea.
No idea. Gotcha.
Yeah,
it's usually
edition
I went
was
to
one
the
of the
bookstore
effective
today.
ones, so.
Yeah. So hopefully you were able to pick up a copy. I know Matthew said some of them got recalled, so he's waiting on his copy, but I'm sure he will have it soon enough. Wizards did an awesome job of replacing my monster manual when it started falling apart, so I was excited about that. Anything else that we need to throw out there to everybody before we go tonight?
I think that's
I
it.
feel like there was something, but I can't think of it now.
Okay. Well, you can always just do a random 15-minute live stream during the week, JJ, and just let everybody
Yeah,
know.
why not? Yeah, why not?
Awesome.
Maybe tomorrow.
So as we close out this evening, the next time you find yourself with shovel in hand, with a giant badger beside you digging through an ancient burial ground, don't forget that you have the ability to add your proficiency bonus. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.